Two teams looking to build momentum under the lights of the Maxfield Sports Complex in beautiful Hartford, Vermont. It's the North Shore Navigators come to town to take on the Upper Valley Nighthawks in what should be an instant classic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the nest for the first time tonight. I'm CJ Boone. That's Luke Fitzpatrick, the voice of the North Shore Navigators. And Luke, just a couple of days ago, these teams went to battle. North Shore got the win, and it's kind of like a preview of a matchup in the playoffs when we get down to August. What does North Shore have to do tonight to keep that momentum going? Winners of 6 of the last 7.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If the playoffs started today, which they don't, there's still a dozen or so more games left to go, but these two teams would meet each other as the 5 and 6 seeds. But Navigators have to keep things rolling offensively and with starting pitching. I know it kind of goes without saying, those are two extremely important things, but their bullpen has not been a problem. And the two biggest things, it starts on the mound. Giancarlo Arancibia has not had the start to the season that maybe he wanted. The offense is starting to figure things out later in the ball game. They scored 8 runs, 7 of which came in the final 4 innings of the ball game in Bristol. But as we know, on Saturday at home back at Frazier Field, the Navigators got 4 runs by inning number 2 on these Nighthawks.
Yeah, and especially, too, for the fact that North Shore has been able to defend Frazier Field really, really well this year, and now they come on the road to try to get some revenge here at the Maxfield Sports Complex against Upper Valley, where they were shut out the last time we were here. But let's go ahead and get into the starting lineup for the North Shore Navigators here tonight.
Hudson Ellis, you see him there on the middle right side of your screen, could not be any hotter at the moment. He's the shortstop and leads off. Hunter Kingsbury in the 2-hole in center field. Danny Likas is hitting third behind the plate. Anderson French cleans up at first base. Donati Frandudo, the designated hitter, hits 5th. Grant Hunter in the 6th-hole in left field. Simi Whitehill bats 7th at the hot corner. Lane Allen in right field hitting 8th. And Luke Mealy back in the 9 spot for the 2nd consecutive game. He's at second base.
And they are going to face off against this man, left-hander Danny Lozarno, the product of Tampa, Florida, Virginia Tech in the spring, and he's on for the 5th time in 2026. His first career NECBL start, has an 0-0 record with a 6.75 ERA through 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 4 earned runs, and 4 walks in 2026. Last time he pitched was against Keene. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, but he was pulled after the 50-minute rain delay down in Keene, New Hampshire. It is a beautiful evening for baseball. Temperatures at 90 degrees, a little bit of a scorcher, but nonetheless, there is no rainfall expected here tonight with some of the severe weather in the Northeast staying up towards Canada, and we're ready to go for some baseball here tonight. Lozardo kicks and delivers the first pitch. Fastball in there for strike 1, and we're underway right at 6:05 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want to do against a guy like Hudson Ellis, who's been walking at an incredible rate, on base percentage of over 500.
The 0-1 from Lozardo. Swung on, grounded over towards third. Love picks it up. He'll fire on to first in time for out number 1. And that's a big out right there. You don't want Hudson Ellis to reach and have a potential to set the single season stolen base record for the Navigators. And, I mean, again, we can talk about Hudson Ellis all night long. The fact that he has an on-base percentage over 500, did that in the spring. He had a 400 on-base percentage as well. And big first out to get if you're Danny Lozardo.
Yeah, 566 on base for Hudson Ellis coming into action. So, to say the least, a crucial first batter to get. This guy as well wasn't with the team on Sunday, but Hunter Kingsbury has been seeing the baseball really well. His average is up to 260. It's been down in the low 200s for a lot of the season, but the team leader in RBIs with 17.
Also, Hunter Kingsbury getting the start at center tonight, moves up the batting order. He's batting 2nd. Last time against Upper Valley, he was down towards the middle part of the order. And product of Massachusetts, attends Bryant University in the spring. 1-0 pitch after the violation, and it's upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, 2 hits Saturday for Hunter against Upper Valley. 3 hits against Keene on Friday. A hit on the road in Danbury. Mini 3-game hitting streak for him.
2-0 pitch, breaking ball, catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. It's 2-1. He had 2 hits and 4 tries on Saturday against Upper Valley, and for the total part of the season, he's 3 for 10 against the Nighthawks. Lozardo's 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Went right back to that fastball. evens the count up at 2-2. And for Lazaro, especially a guy that is a primary bullpen arm, kind of making that opener start. But again, it's going to be a bullpen game here tonight for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
Yeah, we talked about it in the open, but the Navigators, with their home cooking, they've won 10 of their last 11 games at home, and the only loss is coming to Martha's Vineyard. So you can really just flush that out, and it's almost impossible to feel better about the way the last 11 games have gone, and that's after starting 0-4. But on the road, they've had a little bit of a tougher time of late. They had lost 3 in a row before the win in Bristol, but a win here tonight would bring them up to 500 and 8-8 on the road.
Payoff pitch, chopped or right in front of the mound. Quagliano out to get it, but it's going to roll foul. Lazaro picks it up. Nice heads-up defense by the Nighthawks right there. Kingsbury has to make the trot back.
Yeah, it's frustrating for a guy like Kingsbury, who he got off to a late start there, but you want to use your wheels at any chance.
I think also for this Navigators team, they're only hitting .213 across the season as a team. That ties them for 11th with Valley towards the bottom of the NECBL. But also what's important over their last 3 games, they've had 9 hits, 9 hits, and 11 hits. They had 9 hits last time out on Saturday against Upper Valley. It just shows that the offense is kind of ticking towards the offensive explosion, trying to just add to their offensive totals and really just spark themselves as the calendar flipped over to July. We're getting close to All-Star break time. Playoffs are just around the corner, and the Navs, they're able to just boost that offense. They're going to be really scary once August baseball hits.
Yeah, it's been a really big point of emphasis. Joe Muzio, Jack Hawk and company, and Jack Hawk was the hitting coach last season. Joe Muzio taking over those duties this year.
Payoff pitch on the outside corner for strike 3. 2 up, 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. Danny Lazaro making that breaking ball look disgusting out of the hand on the left-handed hitting Kingsbury. There's 2 away.
What the Navigators do so well, though, is, you know, you mentioned they're only hitting .213 as a team, tied for the 2nd worst, but they're top 5 in walks taken, and they're 2nd in the NECBL in stolen bases. They have no problem manufacturing runs.
Yeah, 164 walks on the season, 24 more than the Upper Valley Nighthawks, who have been just right at the middle of the pack in the NECBL all year. And stands in Danny Likas. It's going to hit him in the foot, and he'll take his base on the first pitch, breaking ball. So North Shore, they have a 2-out base runner here in the top of the first inning.
These last 2 at-bats are exactly the way you wanted to respond to that first AB by Hudson Ellis, retiring himself on just 2 pitches. Even if you don't score in this inning, these can be really valuable when you make the pitcher throw 15, 16, 17 pitches in an inning. Get a base runner, get him out of his rhythm. And this guy, Anderson French, 3 hits in Bristol. Each of them were hit over 90 miles an hour off the bat, scorching the baseball. Navs had an off day yesterday, and they had a little bit of a Navs Open on the golf course. Anderson French, the winner of that.
Always awesome to see the camaraderie between these guys. Pick off to first, and they got him! Danny Lazaro, his 2nd pickoff of 2026, and that'll do it for the top half of the first inning. Danny Likas was hit by the pitch. He's picked off to end the frame. It's 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first right here on NECBL Plus. We're through a half inning, 0-0 our score. Upper Valley coming to bat, and also we've talked about the playoff hopes and how Upper Valley had such a good week last week and really able to tip the scales in their favor. We'll send it down to the 3rd member of our broadcast team with more on the Upper Valley Nighthawks. Here's Tatum Fox.
Hey everyone, as of this morning, the Nighthawks have climbed to 3rd place of the North Division in the NECBL standings, and James Love has secured his 2nd spot of NECBL Player of the Week. I spoke with Coach Allen earlier about the momentum coming off this week, and he said it's truly a testament to the program. He thinks the Upper Valley is a threat, but the guys know and perform because they are a threat. But in summer ball, nothing's predictable, so we're taking it day by day, both teams tonight, knowing that this is top priority in such a demanding season. I'm Tatum Fox, back to the booth.
Thank you for that, Tatum. And the Upper Valley Nighthawks here this evening look a little bit like this. Frank Kelly leading things off at short. Alex Kelsey, the center fielder. James Love, the player of the week, bats third, plays third. Quagliata behind the plate. Tim Dickinson, Kyle Langley, Alejandro Puig, the designated hitter. Anthony Greco, the first baseman. And Levi Jones rounds things off, batting ninth in right field. And Upper Valley has to face this man on the mound.
They will be contending with Giancarlo Arancibia, a product of LSU University of New Orleans, a Massachusetts native. Features a four-seam fastball, curveball, and a changeup. And Arancibia, I mentioned it in the open and early in this one, has not had the start to the season that he has wanted, but he really hasn't had a chance to settle in a ton.
Kelly swings at the 1-0 pitch, hits it into right field for a leadoff base hit. Went up and got the fastball and deposited it into right field for the leadoff base hit, passing the baton over to Alex Kelsey.
Arancibia making his third appearance in his second start. 2 innings so far that he's pitched this season. 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Now in steps the Kentucky Wildcat, the center fielder Alex Kelsey. First pitch inside for ball 1.
And I gotta say, Champagne Poetry by Drake as the walk-up song, my goodness, what a pull that is. Big Alex Kelsey fan already.
Absolutely. Snap pick over to first, Kelly back in safely. The walk-up songs are always something that are just a missing part of baseball. And I feel like with our generation, it's so popular. But I mean, going to all these places, hearing the walk-up songs, Kelly takes off, pitches upstairs for a ball. The throw down to second is not in time. Frank Kelly steals the base.
Yeah, Frank Kelly's done this against North Shore before this season. We all remember when he stole around the base paths, second, third, and home with Robert Brown on the hill.
One of those clutch moments in that game to get Upper Valley on the board, even though they fell to North Shore that night. Still impressive to do. I mean, the fact you legit steal home. 2-0 pitch, fastball right in there for strike 1.
It's not a bad framing job by Danny Lakis, but I think if he has his glove on the dirt and then brings that one up, it would look a little bit more attractive because he had to go down and get it and then bring it back in. I think that's why you get the ball call.
2-1 to Kelsey, fouled off, and it's quickly evened up 2-2.
Good cut.
Nice job right there by Arancibia to get right back into this count. Kelly jumps on you early, and before I even said anything about Frank Kelly, he had a rare 0 for 6 last night in that ball game against North Adams. It was more the bottom half of the order getting it done for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
And that first run of the game is, of course, so important, but especially when you consider that the Navigators, when they score first, they are 12-5. You really want to jump on them early and put them in a hole. They have won 5 games when their opponent scores first, but that 12-5 mark is notable.
2-2 pitch downstairs for a ball, and it's run full 3-2. And going off of your point for Upper Valley, they are 8-3 when they score first, and then when they score second, they're 8-11-1. Trying to put pressure on Arancibia. His payoff pitch grounded softly over towards the first baseman, French. He flips on to Arancibia, covering for out number 1. But Frank Kelly moves up to third, so first run of this ball game 90 feet away, and now James Love stands in.
Wouldn't be super shocked if we saw a base on balls here. You got Nick Quagliata on deck, who has had his struggles against the Navigators this summer, and if you're able to get him to ground one on the infield, could possibly be a double play ball.
Love swings at the first pitch, lines it into right center field for a base hit. Frank Kelly trots in to score. James Love's going to make the turn. He's going to head to second base safely. It's an RBI double. Upper Valley strikes first. It's 1-0.
First pitch swinging. Good wood on that baseball. Just drove it into the gap, gave Hunter Kingsbury some fits out there in front of the fence. And there you see it. That first run is so important. 2 of the first 3 hitters have hit the ball really hard.
And especially, too, on a night where the wind pushing straight out to left, but both right-handed hits by the Upper Valley Nighthawks the opposite way. Taking that fastball and just bringing it right back up the middle, finding that outfield grass. And now for Nick Quagliato, he's got an RBI opportunity. First pitch, fastball, catches the top half of the zone for strike one.
Yeah, 1-0 is certainly not the end of the world. You really, at this point in the game, want to make sure James Love doesn't come home. That's the assignment now for NECBL. You can settle in a little bit. Get a little bit of a generous outer portion of the strike zone. Take advantage of that.
Absolutely, especially with the right-on-right matchups. If you can get that breaking ball, especially, I mean, if it's right there, I mean, home plate umpire Kevin Chilton is going to ring you up. NECBL's 0-2 pitch. Fastball just misses for a ball. It's 1-2. Went right back to that spot that he got on the first pitch.
Yeah, why would you not, right? Go back to the well, see if you'll get the call again. Kevin Chilton behind home plate tonight.
NECBL's 1-2 fouled off. We'll do it again. Quagliato able to put enough wood on it to foul it off, stay alive.
Yeah, nothing but heaters in this at-bat. That tells me that that's the pitch that NECBL has the best feel for. You saw him shake off Dan Likas. We'll see what he goes to here. Third pitch in a row with 2 strikes. Hasn't been able to put away Quagliato just yet.
Quagliato chokes up on the bat. The 1-2 pitch outside for ball 2.
It's again to the heater.
James Love, the runner at second. Scored Frank Kelly on an RBI double. 2-2 count to Quagliato. 1 away here in the bottom half of the first inning. Just getting started from the Maxfield Sports Complex. NECBL's 2-2. Fastball outside corner for strike 3. Nothing but fastballs from NECBL. Stuck to the game plan. Got Sarge looking for strike 2, for out number 2.
It's not super shocking to just see him go back to that well. Again, it's been a lot of the heater here in this first inning. And while the first 2 strike calls might have been a little generous, that one was not. That one's on the black. Feels good for NECBL. Now you got 2 down. You're out away from limiting the damage. Just get the offense back in the dugout, swinging the bats.
Now Tim Dickinson stands in with 1 on, 2 away here in the bottom half of the first.
Showed a lot of courage to go back to the well with the heater from NECBL, considering the Quagliato during the college season, he hit .324 against heaters.
Dickinson swings at the 1-0 pitch, sends it in the air to deep right. Going back is Allen. He makes the catch on the run for out number 3. But not before Upper Valley scores thanks to the RBI double from James Love. It's 1-0 UV as we head to the top half of the second inning right here on NECBL+. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL, also known as the Z-Hats. Zephyr is the authentic college hat with over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure to pick up your official North Shore Navigators or Upper Valley Nighthawks on-field cap today. 1-0 Upper Valley lead just after 1 inning of play. Daniel Lazaro back out there for his second inning of work. And for myself, CJ Boone, and Luke Fitzpatrick, so far so good for Upper Valley. North Shore here in this inning needs to bounce back a little bit at the plate.
Yeah, no question. They went, left-hander faced the minimum in that first inning, and I was talking about slowing him down, getting him out of his rhythm. You only ended up throwing 11 total pitches in that first. It's exactly the way the game went against Bristol. It was a southpaw, very brisk first couple of innings. Fortunate enough for North Shore, they kept the Blues off the scoreboard for 26 outs of that game. Only 1 out recorded here before the Nighthawks get on the scoreboard, so the offense is going to have to make some more noise early in this one if they want a chance.
And for the Upper Valley defense as well, just play solid defense all night. We'll talk about the alignment. Just after Anderson French stands in, he came to the plate in the first inning, but unfortunately Danny Likas was picked off to end the frame. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Quagliato behind the plate tonight completes the battery. Love, Kelly on the left side of the infield. Dickinson, Greco on the right side of the infield. And Langley, Alex Kelsey, Levi Jones complete the outfield for the Upper Valley Nighthawks here tonight. The one from Lazaro swung on and missed for strike 2. Back-to-back great pitches on the inner half of the plate against Anderson French, and for Danny Lazaro, not afraid to attack the left-handed hitters here tonight.
Yeah, you see French kind of fall over there after that swing. Took a big cut. Kind of came unglued there.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The second strikeout of the ball game starts things off here in the top half of the second inning. Nice pitch by Danny Lazaro. There's one away.
Wow, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3 whiffs for Anderson French. Just dominated that at-bat, did Lazaro.
Batting fifth for North Shore this evening is the designated hitter, number 13.
French had handled left-handed pitching decently well coming into the game, hitting .286. Yeah, Frandudo not a guy you can say the same about, just 2 for 17 against Southpaws. Chris, 275 against righties, but trying to figure it out against the left-handers. It's a good spot if you're Upper Valley. You got the guy who does the most damage with runners on in the middle of this Navs order. You got him up with 1 out and the base is clean.
Especially 2 for Frandudo. I mean, I know the average isn't right where he wants it to be, but he had a monster spring. Hit .361 with 9 homers across 42 games. Massachusetts native comes into tonight hitting .229 across 21 games. But he does have an home run, 12 RBIs. I mean, you can't forget the 5 RBI night he had earlier this year. Swinging a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, he had some kind of night. 3-run home run, an RBI single. As you mentioned, those 5 ribbies that he had. Just tearing up the Upper Valley Nighthawks this summer. 2 for 9.
2-1 pitch, breaking ball outside for a ball. It's 3-1.
Come on, you can do it.
Frandudo ahead of Lazaro here. The 3-1 pitch grounded right back to Lazaro on the mound. He tosses it over to Greco at first for out number 2. Nice defense right there by Danny Lazaro.
These two defenses pretty similar. 45 errors and a .960 fielding percentage for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. Nice play there by Lazaro, just comebacker. Just throws his glove at it. Sometimes it's a little bit of a, oh, look what I found. Out number 2. And Grant Hunter, a guy who also 2 for 9 with a home run against Upper Valley in a deep, deep slump at the moment. Grant is 1 for his last 22 with 11 punch-outs.
He does have 2 hits against Upper Valley this year. He did have 1 last Saturday. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Quagliato. It's a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, and those 2 hits that he has, a home run and that single. That single off the bat was over 90 miles an hour.
Trying to find a way back to his old ways. The 1-1 pitch. Rounded hard down the left field line, but it's foul, and it's 1-2.
Had a chance to get through first 6 batters of this game in order if you're left-hander Lazaro. With the lead, just go right at him. Make a guy in Hunter who's really going through it right now. Make him beat you, and if he does, you tip your cap.
Was he throw to him? 1-2. Kicks and delivers his pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Went to that changeup down and away to get Hunter swinging. 2 strikeouts in the top half of the second inning for Danny Lazaro. We're through 1.5. 1-0 Upper Valley as we head to the bottom of the second, right here on NECBL Plus. Upper Valley with a 1-0 lead thanks to that man on your screen, James Love, and earned his 2nd NECBL Player of the Week honors. And for more on James Love, we'll send things down to Tatum Fox. What do you got, Tatum?
As we mentioned earlier, James Love has earned his 2nd NECBL Player of the Week recognition. The infielder started in all 54 games of his collegiate season at Eastern Illinois, and number 27 has ironically played in 27 of the 31 for the Upper Valley this summer. Love has reached base in 24 of those 27 games, and as of this morning, leads the league with 36 hits, also leading the team in RBIs, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and extra base hits. making this selection not the least bit surprising. Coach Allen describes Love as a good player, but also a great kid and a personality that blends well with the team. Needless to say, we're always proud when Jay Love gets his well-deserved credit. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that, Tatum. Willie Hurt, Frank Kelly having fun as well with James Love down in the dugout. I mean, everything's loose down there for the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
Good to see at this point in the season. You know, tough time, late summer. A lot of guys that didn't have a big break between college and summer ball seasons. As we head toward August here, it's a good sign, smiling, laughing with each other.
Long, grueling summer heat, but nonetheless, Upper Valley, so far so good. Here tonight against North Shore, Kyle Langley stands in, takes a fastball right down Main Street for strike 2. Langley, the product of Arlington, Virginia, attended James Madison in the spring, hit .320 for them. Swings at the 2-2 pitch, grounds it up the middle into center field for a leadoff base hit. Kyle Langley's first hit in his last 3 ball games starts things off right for the Upper Valley Nighthawks in the bottom of the second inning.
Number 6, Alejandro.
It's a good approach, just bat on the baseball, back up the middle. And that's frustrating for Aaron Sebia. First time you induce soft contact. There's just nobody there. Base hit.
And in steps the man who has been red hot down the stretch. Alejandro Puig, 9 for 15 in his last 5 games. Runner takes off. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw down to second, not in time. Kyle Langley with a stolen base.
The runner in scoring position to lead off each of the first 2 innings for Upper Valley. It's a good sign with the James Love double in inning number 1. They didn't have any extra base hits in the win over North Adams. Good start to get one in the first inning here tonight.
Puig squares the bunt, gets it down. Aaron Seavey on the mound, has to toss it over to the first baseman, French, for out number 1. But Kyle Langley just 90 feet away from scoring. Now Anthony Greco stands to the plate.
Same recipe these first 2 innings. Alex Kelsey with a swinging bunt over to first. And now Alejandro Puig does his job and moves the runner over. Infield will be back right here.
You are right, Luke. Infield is back. Only one in on the grass is the third baseman, Simi Whitehill. It's only because Langley's standing right next to him at third. Anthony Greco stands in, got the start against North Shore on Saturday, his first game back. Having to leave for concussion protocols and missed a couple of games. Swung at the first pitch, fouls it off, and then 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Lankus, and Kyle Langley trots in to score on the wild pitch. It's 2-0 Upper Valley.
So now you got bases clean with 1 out. You just have to focus on the hitter at the plate and getting the next 2 guys. Traffic early. Aaron Sebia hasn't had 2 base runners on at one time, but bases clean. Don't even worry about the runner on third anymore.
1-1 to Greco. Fastball in there for strike 2.
Again, fastball. Fastball, fastball, fastball for Giancarlo Aaron Sebia.
The 1-2 from Aaron Sebia. Went right back to it, this time just off the plate, and it's a ball. It's 2-2 to Anthony Greco.
Greco with severe reverse splits. Just 180 against right-handed pitching, 333 against southpaws. Hit just 172 against the heater.
2-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout for Giancarlo Aaron Sebia on his night. There are 2 away here in the bottom half of the second.
The defense behind Giancarlo Aaron Sebia tonight for the Navigators. Simi Whitehill at third, Hudson Ellis and Luke Mealy up the middle, Anderson French at first base. Outfield left to right, Grant Hunter, Hunter Kingsbury, and Lane Allen. And Danny Likas behind the plate. Navigators, 41 errors and a .962 fielding percentage.
Levi Jones swings at the first pitch, lines it hard into left field for a base hit. Levi Jones' first hit in his last 5 plate appearances, flips the lineup over for Frank Kelly with 2 away.
I think the most concerning thing for Aaron Sebia the first time through the order, 4 base hits, 3 of them were absolutely crushed. And one of the outs, the line out to Lane Allen, was stung as well. So 4 of the first 9 hitters have hit the baseball really hard.
Again, for Upper Valley, I mean, again, at North Shore, they didn't really hit the ball all that hard, but they just kind of found some gaps, found some holes in that defense. But here tonight, I mean, they've been scorched off the bat here tonight. Able to do that well last night against North Adams as well. In a ball game where you walk 13 times as an offense, 9 hits, 9 runs.
The home team has won every game of the first 3 between these two sides. I think the frustrating thing for the Navigators tonight is the last time they were here, the 8-0 Upper Valley victory, they had a 3-0 lead before the Nighthawks even put the ball in play. Tonight they've been putting it in play. They've just been hitting the ball really hard.
1-0 from Aaron Sebia. Fastball misses outside for a ball. It's 2-0. And I think going back to your point, I mean, it kind of gives you that feeling of, between these two teams, the 2019 Nationals Astros World Series, where only the road team won games in that series. 2-0 to Kelly. Swung on, hit high in the air to left. Coming on is Hunter. He makes the catch for out number 3. Upper Valley with 2 hits in the inning. 1 comes around to score on the wild pitch. Kyle Langley with aggressive base running. It's 2-0 Nighthawks as we head to the top half of the 3rd inning right here on NECBL Plus. Stadionic is the official netting and facility partner of the New England League. Stadionic's netting, wall padding, and facility solutions have been featured in Major League Baseball venues including Citi Field, home of the New York Mets, and Truist Park, home of the Atlanta Braves, as well as collegiate facilities throughout the country including Florida, North Carolina, Clemson, Texas, and many more. From design to fabrication to installation, Stadionic is making sports facilities iconic. CJ Boone, Luke Fitzpatrick on the call with you. It's a pleasure to have you with us on NECBL Plus, Unbeaten Network, on Amazon Prime as well. 2-0 lead for the Upper Valley Nighthawks here at the Maxfield Sports Complex. Danny Lazaro out there trying to work through his 3rd scoreless inning in what is an opener / bullpen game for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. So for Danny Lazaro, starting things off right, just 23 pitches entering the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Navigators have to find a way to get him out of his rhythm. He's hardly broken a sweat. 23 pitches through 2 innings of work. And he's faced the minimum left-on-left matchup with Simi Whitehill starting things off.
Simi Whitehill, one of the more passionate, entertaining guys in this lineup. I mean, watching him in batting practice as well just looks effortless. Has that pull power from the left side and able to just do a lot of great things, but hasn't gone his way here in 2026. He's hitting .145 across 20 games, has 9 hits with no RBIs. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball right there for strike 1. It's 1-1.
Yeah, numbers don't show the value that a guy like Simi brings to the clubhouse. He's a returner, so he's got that leadership and the experience playing in Lynn.
1-1 to Whitehill. Breaking ball misses downstairs for a ball. It's 2-1.
He's got no RBIs, but things that don't go down in the stat sheet, like put the ball in play in that 5-run 5th inning on Sunday in Bristol, just led to an error.
2-1 fouled off. It's 2-2.
It's things like that, just quality at bats, hitting the ball hard. If you want to talk nerdy baseball stats, Simi leads the team in ex-Wobacon.
Ex-Wobacon. There you go.
Shout out, of course, to Ben Gillis. I know Ben's listening right now.
Lazaro's 2-2 pitch. Swung on, hit right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. First hit of the ball game for the North Shore Navigators comes in the top half of the 3rd inning. Nice job by Simi Whitehill. His first hit against Upper Valley this year.
That's it right there. Just good approach, hard contact right back up the middle. So to explain ex-Wobacon in the simplest of terms, it stands for expected weighted on-base average on contact. So it's a hitter's value in terms of their on base, but specifically when they make contact.
Interesting. Allen swings at the first pitch, grounds it over to the Dickinson at second. He fires over to Kelly for 1, on to first, double play. Leadoff single erased just like that. Simi Whitehill and Lane Allen retired. There are 2 away. And now Luke Mealy, making his North Shore Navigators debut, stands in with nobody on, 2 away.
Yeah, and somebody's got to see a couple of pitches at some point. Just 29 pitches through 2 2/3. Mealy with a huge go-ahead RBI single on Sunday against Bristol. I asked Jack Hawk about him and the spark that he brought. He said, you know, he's an athletic player, and we've known about him. He plays our style that fits with what we want to do. And that's why we brought him here. Proud of him. He had a big hit.
And it's a big opportunity, too. Again, like the fact that the NECBL is such a big stage to showcase your talents. And he came in with a big hit. He's starting at second base here tonight, and his value will ultimately grow as the season progresses, nonetheless.
Yeah, and one of the few D3 guys in the NECBL, but getting an opportunity to get much better. Really good season at Roger Williams this past year.
Nice pitch right there by Lazaro. It's 1-2.
He hit .329, started all 38 games that he played. 3 home runs, 4 doubles, 22 RBIs, 19 walks, a .404 on base. That's an .820 OPS. Stole 8 bases.
The 1-2 from Lazaro. Swung on foul at the plate, and we'll do it again.
I think his biggest area of improvement would probably be defensively. He made 12 errors at second base and .895 fielding percentage. He's at second base tonight and played right field on Sunday afternoon in Bristol.
1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's evened up 2-2.
Again, this is the same thing that you talk about. It's just a professional at-bat. A D3 guy just got here, bottom of the order. This is a 9-hitter. He's just showing toughness and fighting right now.
And he's facing a Virginia Tech product as well. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off right side, and Luke Mealy staying alive at the plate. Great job by the 9-hole hitter.
I would also, of course, say best first name on the team.
No bias at all for you.
No, nothing.
Zaro's 2-2 pitch. Changeup fades away, and Luke Mealy, one in at bat, runs it full, 3-2.
Yeah, he's just grinding up there right now. This is, again, the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. Even if he strikes out here, he's going to get some high fives. Just slowing the lefty down, frustrating him a little bit on the mound.
Zaro's payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that'll do it for the top half of the third inning. Danny Lazaro picks up his 4th strikeout of the ball game. We're through 2.5. Upper Valley leads 2-0 over the North Shore Navigators on NECBL+. 2-0 Upper Valley lead here in the bottom half of the third inning, and a special guest has just joined us in the booth. Are you ready to go on? Later, okay. We have a special guest joining us later on in the broadcast. PJ Moynihan is here in the flesh, here in the Upper Valley, but bottom half of the third inning, Alex Kelsey leads things off, followed by James Love. We got the scoring started in the bottom of the first inning with his RBI double, and Nick Quagliato to face Giancarlo Arancibia. For Arancibia, just that mental toughness needs to be shown, nonetheless, to keep the score right where it is. Did a good job of limiting the damage so far through the first couple of frames.
Yeah, he's yet to toss a 0 up on the board. On the other side, Danny Lazaro with 3 zeros up, and he has faced the minimum.
1-0 pitch, grounded softly over towards second. Mealy is there. He picks it up, fires on the first in time to retire Kelsey for out number 1.
Next up is your third baseman, James Love.
Good start, first chance of the summer at second base for Luke Mealy. Routine, but just feels good to see that first one land in the glove on target. Talked about his struggles defensively in the top half of the inning. That first out just brings you a lot of confidence.
Absolutely, and especially when you face this tough part of the Upper Valley order with Alex Kelsey, James Love, Nick Quagliato, for how good all 3 of these men have been swinging the bat at the plate. James Love, the product of Joliet, Illinois, attended Eastern Illinois University in the spring. 0-1 pitch, grounded softly over towards short. Ellis is there. He picks it up, fires on the first in time for out number 2.
Fantastic response by NECBL. First 2 batters retired quite quickly. That ball hit a little bit harder by Love than Kelsey did, but keeping it on the ground. Now you got Quagliato, who NECBL punched him out first time up. 2 out, nobody on. There's really only so much he can do.
Also just very aggressive approach by the Upper Valley Nighthawks, and Nick Quagliato took a little longer to get up to the plate than he normally does, trying to give Danny Lizardo an opportunity to relax, see a couple of pitches, catch his breath before he goes back out there for the top of the 4th inning, because no action in the Upper Valley bullpen. 0-1 to Quagliato. Breaking ball misses downstairs for a ball. It's 1-1.
And I mentioned how much Quagliato loves swinging at the heater. Hit .324 against fastballs during the college year, but really good against breaking balls as well. Only whiffed at the breaking ball 10% of the time.
Got a fastball right there, fouls it off. It's 1-2.
Only whiffed at the off speed 13% of the time. Just a really tough out, even though he only hit 185 against breaking stuff and 182 against the off speed. The guy who loves to just put the ball in play and make the defense beat you.
1-2 to Quagliato. Reaches out, just able to foul it off to stay alive.
And that's right there on display. Not the pitch that he wanted, but throw your bat at it and stay alive. It's one of the reasons why he's called Sarge, is just lead by example and put the ball in play, quality at bat every time.
He does a great job of pounding his chest, letting his dugout know right there, as you saw on your screen. We got this. I'm going to try to get things started with 1-2 pitch. Is swung on, hit high in the air to right. Allen back a couple of steps, settles underneath it, makes the catch for out number 3. The first 1-2-3 inning thrown by Giancarlo NECBL. It's 2-0 Upper Valley as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. Luke Fitzpatrick on the call next on NECBL Plus.
Back here at the Maxfield Sports Complex, and before this top of inning number 4, we'll send things down to Tatum Fox. Tatum, what do you got?
Alejandro Puig is back in the Nighthawks lineup for the 2nd straight contest at designated hitter. Though it was a slow start for the summer, for the Dartmouth College infielder, Puig has picked it up since calendar flipped to July. After reaching base at a .278 clip in the first month of the season, the 20-year-old is getting on at a .344 rate in July. Puig said that a large part of the success has been due to simplifying things at the plate. The new approach seems to be working, as Puig has notched 3 multi-hit performances across his last 5 contests. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Tatum. And fans, we would like to remind you, whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. That is steamshipauthority.com. Hudson Ellis leads off the road half of the 4th inning.
Ellis bounced out to third base in his first chance. Still knotted up atop that Navigators single season stolen base record. And if he gets on, I'll have a chance to move into sole possession of that record. Takes the first pitch low into the dirt. Ball 1. Ellis tied with J.P. Knight from the 2018 season. Of course, another name folks might remember from that season, Sal Frelick. He had 22 stolen bases that year. Ellis reps that one hard. Nice diving play. Oh, my. Frank Kelly. 1 out. That ball was blistered by Ellis.
I mean, what a job by the High Point Panther. Unbelievable dive. Fully outstretched. Had to react because Hudson Ellis hits this ball on the screws. What a job by Frank Kelly.
So 10 up and 10 down, and here comes Hunter Kingsbury. Kingsbury struck out looking his first time up. And swings and misses at the first pitch. And that last at-bat in the 3rd inning from Luke Mealy, that he saw 8 pitches on the strikeout. 4 Ks in the book for the left-hander Lazaro. Left-on-left matchup with Kingsbury. Hunter takes high. Kingsbury battled a broken hand at Bryant this past season. Didn't keep him out for too long. Only missed about 2 weeks worth of games. That hits that one deep into right field, right center field, and camping underneath that, Alex Kelsey, he'll put it away. 2 up and 2 down. Danny Likas coming up, hit by a pitch his first time and then was picked off.
Here's catcher Daniel Likas.
What else can you say about Danny Lazaro for how good he's been on the mound here tonight? Only surrendered the 1 hit, the hit by pitch to Likas, but using his defense. So striking out 4 Navigators along the way.
So it is Danny on Danny. Likas grounds that one foul. He's been seeing it really well of late. Likas with hits in 7 of his last 8 starts. Starting behind the plate tonight. Looked like he broke the bat and he'll get a new piece of wood. Somebody's got to hand him one.
Yeah, no.
Grabbing one from his bag, it looks like.
Usually, 9 times out of 10, the teammates got one ready to go for you. But no, he had to walk all the way back, get it, putting the pine tar stick on there as well. It's unfortunate. One of the bats are down. Upper Valley broke 3 bats last night in the game.
Whew.
They made a little graveyard outside of the dugout by North Adams on the first base side, too. I think Sarge started it, and then Chase Allen just took him and just threw him away. Like, didn't give him to kids or nothing. He just threw him all away and went back to the bus after the game.
It's funny. Some guys, you know, when you're on a hot streak, you like to keep the dead bat as a little bit of a souvenir. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sensational season at Rhode Island for Danny. 6 home runs. All of those coming after April 4th. Just caught fire. Caught lightning in a bottle. Left-hander Lazaro looking for another really quick inning. Didn't chase that one. North Shore was shut out here the last time they played. Another really sluggish effort to begin things offensively. They were shut out for the first 4 innings in Bristol and then tacked on 8 runs in the 5th inning and beyond. 1-2. 2-2. Good at bat here by Likas. Seen a lot of pitches. Anderson French on deck. He struck out his first time.
Yeah, I like the sequencing right here by Lazaro and Quagliato, mixing in that breaking ball in on the hands of Likas and then going up and away with that fastball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2. Fine at bat by Daniel Likas. He was picked off to end inning number 1. This has been a big problem for the Navigators this summer when they get in these stretches of frustrating offensive games. They just get mowed down. Against Martha's Vineyard at one point, it was 20 in a row set down. Likas pops it up right side, foul territory. Greco and Levi Jones, and Jones squeezes that for the final out of the inning. North Shore goes 1-2-3 yet again. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Nighthawks in front. Some mid-inning shenanigans at the Maxfield Sports Complex. A race going on the warning track at the outfield. We were talking, CJ, not too different from what the Freeze does at Truist Park in Atlanta.
Yeah, Thad Sawyer, the team beat writer. This just came to fruition last home game, and now it's just a staple. The fact that they're wearing PB&J costumes as well. But Thad, 2-0. Great job, Thad.
Showing off the wheels.
Yeah, I mean, he was flying. I mean, by the time the kid Cooper got to the right field advertising board, Thad was already past the Nighthawks sign in straightaway center, so no chance after that. And he got a very big head start. He was almost to center field by the time Thad took off, so shows the speed by Thad Sawyer.
Yeah, team beat writer, but Nighthawks might put him in as a pinch runner later this season. We'll see. My goodness.
I think it's an open audition for Jays.
Yeah.
I really do.
Tim Dickinson leading off this home half of the 4th inning. Giancarlo Arancibia has started to settle down and command the strike zone just a little bit more. Set down 4 Nighthawks in a row. Dickinson hit the ball hard, but flew out back in inning number 1, and he'll look at strike 1 to start the 4th.
Yeah, Dickinson really swinging a hot bat at the plate. I mean, had a hit streak going, then he lost it against Vermont, but he got another multi-hit game against North Shore last time out. And then he went 0 for 1 last night with 4 walks against North Adams. So really seeing the ball well, just trying to put it all together, hit it hard, just right to Lane Allen in right field.
Yeah, not too different from the guy who's on deck, Kyle Langley. In last night's performance, that's slap foul. Langley 0 for 2, but with 3 walks and scored 2 runs in the win last night. Tim Dickinson has just been destroying the Navigators this summer, hitting .400. Arancibia quickly ahead 0-2. On the ground, right back to Arancibia, nice play. Another look what I found. That goes 1-3 on the putout to retire the leadoff man.
Anything you can do, I can do better, says Giancarlo Arancibia, responding to Danny Lazaro, who more than likely threw his final pitch as Joey Young's getting loose down the right field line for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. But again, I mean, the fact that Arancibia, I know he ran into a little bit of trouble, but he's looked great since bouncing back. Being tagged for the 2 runs surrendered here tonight, though.
Kyle Langley looks at strike 1 at the knees. So one thing you cannot say about Arancibia is that he's had trouble finding the strike zone. That's slapped toward left field. It'll fall in front of Grant Hunter for a base hit. Stopping at first base. Big turn, Langley. He's 2 for 2. So 48 pitches and 33 of them in the zone for Giancarlo Arancibia. He has not walked a batter, but he has been hit rather hard. And that hit right there, number 5 in the ball game for Upper Valley. It ends a stretch of 5 in a row set down. Alejandro Puig grounded out to Arancibia his first time up. We'll see if he tries to roll the potential double play ball. Check on Langley at first. He dives back in. He scored that run in the 2nd inning. Anthony Greco on deck. Went too far on that one. First strike out of the hand of Arancibia in the at-bat. He's just pounding the zone in this one.
Yeah, doing a really good job with bouncing back. I know the first inning you're kind of getting settled in, but you were instantly smacked in the mouth by Frank Kelly and then James Love. But arguably that's the toughest part of the Upper Valley order is the first 3 hitters in this lineup. And then you would assume it gets easier, but then for how the lineup did last night against North Adams, bottom of the order scoring 7 of the 9 runs in that game, now you have to really think that this offense is just rolling on all cylinders and they feel complete.
Another check on the runner at first. There's an 0-2 count coming to Alejandro Puig. Upper Valley does tend to do this. The 3rd most hits in the NECBL with 252. 50 doubles, which is the 4th most. Not a team that hits the ball out of the ballpark a ton. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, says Giancarlo Arancibia to Alejandro Puig, 2 down.
Here's your first baseman, Anthony Greco.
Okay, number 3 in the book for the right-hander.
Yeah, it was a nice at-bat right there by Arancibia. Just throw that fastball that you've been able to locate all night long so far. Just here it is, try to hit it for Alejandro Puig, and he came up empty.
Anthony Greco struck out swinging his first time up. Levi Jones, the 9-hitter on deck, and then you'd get back to the top of the order if Upper Valley is able to continue a little bit of a rally here in the 4th. Already with a 2-0 lead. Just off the plate. It's Kevin Chilton, the home plate umpire this evening. From the stretch, the right-hander left that one low, 2-0. Really the first time tonight that Arancibia has fallen behind.
Yeah, and the fact that it comes in the bottom of the 4th inning to the 8-hole hitter, his 2nd time up to the plate. I mean, it just shows that how good Arancibia has been at commanding the strike zone. But again, you got to give credit to Upper Valley for what they've been able to do offensively, being aggressive, attacking the first pitch fastball they get. getting those quick base hits and scoring some runs against North Shore.
Still could be a quick inning for NECBL. Langley the lead off of first and trying to toss up a second consecutive 0. Runner goes. Throw down to second base is a good one. The tag is in time. Danny Likas erases Kyle Langley at second base. And Anthony Greco will have to finish his at-bat in the 5th inning. We've played 4 from the Maxfield Sports Complex. Navigators nothing, Nighthawks 2. You're watching the NECBL on NECBL Plus. Back at you from the border of Vermont and New Hampshire, Luke Fitzpatrick and CJ Boone. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, stick around. We've got an extra special guest coming up. But CJ, it's a right-hander who's taken over for Danny Lazaro, who was really good. Tell us all about him.
Number 31, right-hander from Decatur, Illinois, Joey Young, the product of Xavier University, comes on for the 7th time for the Upper Valley Nighthawks, stands a 4-0 record, 11 1/3 innings pitched, no earned runs surrendered, 11 strikeouts. One of the 3 members of the big 3 out of that bullpen, and Charlie Jones, Brendan Walker, and now Joey Young. Joey Young had another dominant day against Vermont last time out. Does his job, pitches multiple innings, strikes out 1 or 2 batters, and then kind of just goes home and just has been able to be really solid out of that bullpen. No runs, no earned runs, I should say, surrendered, only 2 walks, an 8.74 K/9 percentage, and a .53 whip so far through the summer.
So Danny Lazaro exits. He was sensational, to say the least. Retired the final 5 batters that he faced, and he faced the minimum through 4. Only 1 hit allowed. Anderson French leads off the top half of the 5th inning. French with a K against the southpaw in his first at-bat. Very fortunate for him. Lazaro out of the game. French just 188 against righties to start the season. Pops that up, foul territory. Quagliato over to give it a look. That'll land foul, but French stays alive. And French has been effective against the lefties. A couple of base hits against the southpaw and John Hughes of the Bristol Blues on Sunday. Get a look there, right side of your screen. John Maluski tossing around a football on the North Shore bullpen, just trying to stay loose. On the ground, foul. French taking a look at his bat to see if he cracked that one. He'll stay alive.
Been a little bit of a ruckus down there in the Upper Valley bullpen.
You really want to get on for a guy like Donati Frandudo in the on-deck circle. Hitting over 300 with runners on base. Hitting 364 with runners in scoring position. Got him. French down swinging for the 2nd time. Here comes Donati Frandudo.
The designated hitter.
Yeah, nice fastball right there by Joey Young. 90 miles an hour at the top of the zone, set it up perfectly, and a lot of faith and a lot of trust from Quagliato as well behind the plate. See him pounding his chest all night long. Get used to it, fans. If this is your first time seeing Sarge in action, be entertained for the rest of the way.
Frandudo bounced out back to the mound in his first at-bat. Slaps that the other way. That'll keep on going. Foul. Not a lot of foul territory here at the Maxfield Sports Complex as opposed to Frazier Field, which has a good amount.
Yeah, and especially, too, on that left side where the bullpen on the right field line actually is in play, but on the left field line, it's actually behind the fence, so a lot less room to navigate the third baseman and the left fielder.
Foul ball, same spot. Get a look at that softball field beyond third base and the left field line. Frandudo loves to keep it up the middle and go the other way. That's Justin Fryer right there, as you see, warming up in the North Shore bullpen. You got to give a little bit of credit for Giancarlo Arancibia, the way he's been able to settle down.
Absolutely.
Keep the Navigators in the ball game. Frandudo with that open stance. And there's strike three. Back-to-back Ks to start the inning. It has been a real sluggish start for North Shore on offense. 14 down in the minimum faced. This right-hander Joey Young has pounded the zone coming in.
And this is a fastball that's not supposed to end up on the inner part of the plate, a missed spot, but it just froze Frandudo for strike three. Frandudo not expecting that two-strike fastball in the inner part of the plate. He was looking outer half, and for Joey Young, so far so good out of that pen.
Grant Hunter fouls back the first pitch. He has 3 home runs in the summer. He's been sitting on 3 for quite some time. Got that third one against these Nighthawks in the first battle between the two sides this summer. Hasn't been able to connect on number 4 just yet. Bases clean, 2 down. Right on right matchup. It's a good take right there, and that outer half suddenly becomes a little bit smaller in a more conservative strike zone from Kevin Chilton. Off the plate again with back-to-back really close pitches.
Yeah, threw the looping slider that was just off the plate, then tried to dot the outside part of the plate. Just missed. Now for Grant Hunter, an opportunity at hand. You're heading the count 2-1. We've mentioned you haven't homered in almost a month. It would feel good if you're able to do that.
That's drilled left field on the run, and it's going to get down in front of Langley. Second base hit for North Shore, and boy, does that feel good for Grant Hunter. He had struck out his first time, 1 for his last 23 before he comes through right there. Semi Whitehill will swing it.
And for Grant Hunter, I mean, you're really liking these games down the stretch against the Nighthawks. You snapped an 0 for 17 on Saturday, and now snapping a 1 for his last 23 at the plate here again. So for Grant Hunter, maybe trying to just put together some more quality at bats, see some pitches, gain that confidence back up. You never know what could happen as this month turns over to August here soon.
That's off the plate to Semi Whitehill. So it doesn't matter righty lefty. Anything on the outer half. It is a really tight zone in that direction from Kevin Chilton. Saw a rather liberal east-west zone on Saturday between the two sides. A different story tonight. Different story from the first couple of innings as RNCBA was getting some calls in that outer half.
Absolutely, and I think as long as it's just the same zone for both sides.
Whitehill hits that one sharply. Diving play. Throw to second for the out. Nighthawks have been flashing the leather early, and that's the first inning in which the Navigators send more than just 3 men to the plate, but they still can't tack on that first run. Halfway home from the Maxfield Sports Complex, 2-0 Nighthawks on NECBL Plus. Back at you from White River Junction in the state of Vermont. It's a new arm that takes over for the North Shore Navigators. It's the Northwestern man, Justin Fryer. You get a look at the southpaw right there. A Pennsylvania native. Fryer, the former number 4 overall left-handed pitching prospect from the state of Pennsylvania. Per perfect game. Features a 5-pitch arsenal, a 2-seam fastball, 4-seam heater, slider, and a knuckle curveball. And this is his 7th appearance of the summer for Fryer. 12 K per 9, so he's gotten the swings and misses, but he's gotten hit hard when he's gotten hit. 6 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, and 8 punch-outs. And he will contend with 8, 9, and 1, 2 of which are lefties here for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, and a great job by Giancarlo Arancibia, whose final line score 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts, 1 of them looking. I mean, being able to bounce back after kind of getting into a little bit of trouble, especially in the first couple of frames, but 2 shutout frames to end your night, and now it's up to the bullpen to try to keep the North Shore Navigators right in this ball game. Only a 2-run deficit.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect for Giancarlo Arancibia, but he has kept the Navigators in the ball game, and now this one is a battle of the bullpens. So North Shore going from a righty to a lefty. Upper Valley the opposite, going from a lefty to a righty. We'll see how everything plays out. Anthony Greco with a strikeout in his first at-bat. Upper Valley has gotten the leadoff man on in 2 of the first 4 innings. Singles to start the first 2. And the right-hander RNCB have faced the minimum for 3 and 4. It's the 4th matchup between these two sides this summer, and North Shore currently ahead in the season series. 2 games to 1 as that finds the outer black, I should say. And right next to each other in the standings, Navigators 17 and 14, Nighthawks 16, 14 and 1. So it's game number 32 for both of them, and that's left outside.
I think it's just so impressive for the quality of season that North Shore has had. I know offensively they are towards the bottom of the standings, but again, they're the number 2 team in the North, and especially with Keene falling off their cliff that they've been on.
Ball 4, so 5-pitch walk for the first batter that Justin Fryer faces. 3rd time now that Upper Valley has had the leadoff man on.
Yeah, for North Shore with playoff hopes, I mean, this will be the first time in 5 years that they've been able to make it as well. So that's just going to show what kind of group they have down the stretch. And you never know what can happen with injuries, guys leaving the team, stuff like that. How good of quality of baseball that North Shore has left in them, and especially for Upper Valley, who's just trying to just keep up with North Shore and stay right with them. It's going to be a big statement win if they're basically be tied for 2nd in the North.
Levi Jones squares to bunt, pulls back, and he'll look at a strike. Seeing it well and better than he has earlier in the year of late, but still just 148. A 286 on base percentage. Fryer would love to get him to put one on the ground. Slaps that one the other way, foul over toward the softball field. So 0-2, and when you're having a season like this, CJ, feels like every at-bat you're 0-2.
Yeah, and just one of those opportunities, too, where you're just building the confidence. I know the numbers are not where he wants them, but he's been putting up actually quality at-bats as of late, just hasn't really gone his way. But also, he will take his walks, he'll take the RBIs, the sac flies, and if he's asked to bunt, so be it. He's just trying to contribute any way he can.
Greco back in at first base as Fryer checks on him. Lefty with quick pickoff move. A hot and humid 86 degrees from the Maxfield Sports Complex. These two sides in those navy blue jerseys. Left that one low, 1-2. Fortunately, the sun not a factor in this game, so those dark colored uniforms not attracting any extra heat.
It's one of those hazy days, too. Like, there's not a cloud in the sky like radar-wise, but it's just the haze from wildfires across North America, kind of making its way in the Northeast. And, you know, really the only concerning day this week for the Heat as well.
Right. 2-2 on Levi Jones. Base hit his first time up. That drove in Kyle Langley. Slaps that one on the ground, could be 2. Ellis to second for 1. Mealy the turn will not be nearly in time. So fielder's choice. Greco erased. It's a good job by Ellis to get the lead runner. And Jones becomes the base runner at first.
Yeah, just one of those unfortunate plays where Fryer's able to get the ground ball he wanted, but Levi Jones did a good job of hitting it too soft and being able to use the speed to beat it out. But again, trade places. Now the lineup flips over for Frank Kelly. Do the same thing. Get that ground ball. This time let Frank Kelly get himself out. Turn an inning double play. Shift that momentum back to the Navigators for the 6th.
Kelly with a good night. Put the ball in the outfield both times. A single and a fly out to Grant Hunter. Hits that ball toward the gap in left center. Kingsbury is on the run. He dives and it's off his glove. Grant Hunter right there to back him up. Everybody up 90 feet. Jones moves into 3rd. And now to 2nd is Frank Kelly. 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. The Nighthawks with a threat in the 5th.
What an effort right there by Hunter Kingsbury. Just off the glove, off the tip of the mitt. Behind the center fielder in one of those do-or-die moments, but great job by Grant Hunter to be right there to pick him up if he didn't catch that baseball, which he was not able to do. And for Frank Kelly and Levi Jones to be aggressive on the base pass too. Frank Kelly being able to extend that into a double, and Levi Jones put the head down, made the turn, head to 3rd base.
It's a potential RBI spot for Alex Kelsey, the two-hitter. Hard contact on that last one from Kelly. Kelsey's grounded out his first 2 times. He's happy to see NECBL no longer in the game. That one's on the black, 1-1. Fryer got a 1-out save in the game against Keene on Friday. Like that one at the plate. He threw only 4 pitches, and that was his last outing. Prior to that, a scoreless inning against North Adams. James Love on deck. Single could make it a 4-0 game. Didn't chase it. Count run full.
And for Fryer, I mean, the fact that he's been able to mix his fastball and that breaking ball very well to the left-handed hitters in this lineup.
So correction of the count's 2-2. Got a piece. It's a good at-bat by Kelsey. Even the outs that the Nighthawks have made tonight have been hit really hard. See if Danny Likas is able to call a pitch for Fryer to get by Kelsey. Infield about halfway in. Slap that one.
Yeah, Fryer really being aggressive with that fastball in this count. He's only thrown 1 breaking ball to Alex Kelsey. He's just really attacking Upper Valley, letting him say, hey, here's my best pitch, try to hit it. For Alex Kelsey, able to foul these off, and it's not like he's just missing these pitches. Fryer's actually really fooling him with throwing these fastballs.
Now he's gone full. And Fryer at risk of loading the bases with a dangerous hitter on deck.
Yeah, for Fryer, you do not want to surrender the full count walk to Alex Kelsey and load the bases to face James Love.
See him shaking off Likas. I was talking to Ethan Hunt about that. Every guy different. That's popped up short left field. A play for Grant Hunter, who comes in. Now he has to speed up a bit and makes the play. Snow cone that one in his glove. And a ginormous out number 2 as the runners hold at second and third.
Yeah, a big weight lifted off the shoulders right there facing Kelsey. Again, still not out of the woods yet. You got to face James Love and get him out with 2 runners in scoring position. But also for Grant Hunter being able to run such a long way on a pop-up that normally you would think that Whitehill or Ellis would have an opportunity to make that catch. But for Hunter playing deep and left, going with that scouting report, using his speed and making that big catch for out number 2.
Love at third base this evening. Levi Jones leading off of third. Frank Kelly off of second. Double, an RBI double for James in his first at-bat. He fouls that one off. Boy, he takes a cut, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's super aggressive every time he's up there. And again, he's one of those guys with the mindset of, I just show up, I'm James Love, I hit the ball, and sometimes it's a base hit, sometimes it's not. But that's just his mentality. He's like, I know I'm going to get these hits, and that's why he's leading the league in hits with 37 now on his season.
Didn't chase that one. Doesn't get too far away from Danny Likas, so a good stop back there. Hold Levi Jones at bay. You can go back to that at-bat by Jones. He saw a lot of pitches, put it in play. Was able to reach on a fielder's choice. Could have been a double play ball. And that double by Frank Kelly could pay dividends if James Love can come through right here. Fryer with a 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Love just absolutely obliterated Southpaws during the college season for Eastern Illinois. 421, hit 359 off the heater, 393 against the breaking ball, and 500 on the off speed. Just impossible to pitch to. Hits that one in the air, short right field. Mealy out, Allen in. Lane Allen makes the catch, and that retires the side. Justin Fryer dances in and out of some danger. We head to the 6th. The scoreline holds 2-0, Upper Valley the lead. Bringing you back to the Maxfield Sports Complex, Luke Fitzpatrick, CJ Boone, and Tatum Fox. And CJ, so far the Navigators have not cracked the code to the Upper Valley staff. They're going to really have to get it going here late.
Yeah, and especially, too, for Upper Valley, the pitching has not really been an issue down the stretch and striking out 6 Navigators along the way, and they're just attacking the zone, doing a great job all night long. And Joey Young out there for his 2nd inning of work, and he struck out 2 Navs, something that he usually will do across 2 innings, but able to get 2 in his 1st inning of work. And now he's going to face the bottom half of the Navigators order, and Lane Allen, Luke Mealy, and then Hudson Ellis, man who was on record watch in the hole here this evening. In the top of the 6th inning. And again, for North Shore, just being aggressive at the plate, find that first pitch fastball, put a good swing on it, try to get something started as we're approaching the later innings of this ball game already. I mean, what a quick ball game here tonight. I'm knocking on wood already.
I was just going to say, I wasn't the one to say it tonight, folks. You can't blame me, but you got to look right there at Luke Mealy. Lane Allen will lead things off, though. Allen with a double play that he hit into. Lane has yet to really get it going for the Navigators this summer, but did have a home run in Danbury, and maybe trying to still get into the rhythm of summer ball and those wood bats. So the same for so many guys. Jason Bellows struggled right when he got here. Anderson French. So Lane Allen is not alone. Takes that pitch high and tight, called strike 1. Allen from the right side with that closed front foot. Closed stance. High and tight. Talk about this with Ryan Fitzpatrick a little bit. Almost reminds you of Bo Bichette with that stance.
Bo Bichette with that stance. And also, too, Jack Rickheim
yes.
as well. I mean, the old school closed stance. I mean, he gets like, I mean, his hands are way down. I mean, his hands are way at, like almost at his belt. I mean, it's just, something you don't see in the modern day game of baseball. Very old school, back to like the 60s, maybe early 70s as well. And, you know, I mean, guys in the major leagues don't really have the closed off stance, but Lane Allen, maybe, you know, Giancarlo Stanton comes to mind.
Sure,
I mean,
of course.
You would love that comparison. I know, Lane Allen, you're going to tell him after the game that we made a Giancarlo Stanton
absolutely,
reference
yes.
for him. But, I mean, it reminds you of that, and the fact that these guys, you know, it just shows that it may be a little unorthodox, but how good they are to compete at a high level as athletes.
Hasn't exactly been super consistent in that outside pitch for Kevin Chilton behind the plate tonight. That one's called a strike. So 2-2. I think the frustrating thing as a hitter is you don't mind if a zone is wider east-west or a little bit taller north-south. I think you just want it to be consistent.
Exactly. You just want it to make sense to your approach.
Got that bat fighting that one off the hands. You hear some encouragement from the North Shore dugout just below us and to our left. Trying to get on in front of Luke Mealy. Navs would love some leadoff batters to get on to start innings. Just one time they've done that tonight, and that was Simi Whitehill, who was erased on a double play off the bat of the man at the plate. Got him. Allen down on strikes. He is 0 for 2. Third strikeout for the right-hander Young, and 7 overall.
Yeah, just 3 straight fastballs again, and able to wear down Lane Allen, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Joey Young, all on that fastball.
Upper Valley pitching has faced 1 batter more than the minimum through 5 1/3. Luke Mealy will try to get on base and start a 1-out rally. North Shore trailing 2-0 in a game that scoreline really feels more like 5-0. Mealy cracks that one deep in the air to left field. Langley with a beat on it. He squeezes that for the out. Good contact on that one, but 2 down. Back to the top of the order. Here comes Hudson Ellis.
Shortstop Hudson Ellis.
And this is a guy that you want to see get on base. And I mean, Luke, you are really wanting to see himself get on base for what he's going to do as soon as he touches that first base bag. He's taken off trying to set this single season record. And I didn't get to ask you this before the game. Does he know about the record right now?
He does. I told him.
Okay.
I told him the other night, and we were having a laugh after the game in Bristol because he tied the record and then was on third base.
Oh,
and we were joking. I was thinking to myself, is Hudson going to break the record by stealing home? And he laughed and he said, no, I think I would get benched if I tried to do that for the record. But he knows it. Maybe pressing a little bit, trying to get on base tonight. A 4-game on base streak, and 0 for 2 takes that on. Did he swing the bat? He did not. So 2-1. Ellis, as I mentioned, the 566 on base coming into the game tonight. He has been on base in 21 of the 23 games he's played this summer for the North Shore Navigators.
I mean, that's unbelievable right there.
In there for a strike. He seems shaking his head. I think some of that might just be confusion about the zone.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mixed bag on that strike zone, but also for Hudson Ellis, he was definitely sitting on that slider as well. He wanted to see that on the outer half of the plate, and it just starts high, drops off a table, and it didn't drop like he wanted. Now he's got to protect on 1 and 2.
1-2, cracked right side. Into the glove of Levi Jones. Hudson Ellis 0 for 3, and the side retired. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. Nighthawks looking to extend on their 2-0 lead. This is the NECBL on NECBL Plus. Welcome back to the Maxfield Sports Complex, White River Junction in Hartford, Vermont. Luke Fitzpatrick and CJ Boone. And CJ, what more can you say about the job that the Upper Valley pitching staff has done here this evening, retiring all but one more of the minimum through 6 innings?
And I think what's also important, too, is no free passes so far. And
right.
now they're 9 outs away from a 2-0 win if they keep things going. And I think it just shows that they've just been attacking the strike zone, and they have that confidence to go after these North Shore Navigators. And I think also kind of caught North Shore by surprise a little bit, the quality of strikes that they've seen. And I know we've been talking about the strike zone here tonight, but again, it's that game within a game that they got to figure out at the plate and try to readjust, work with these last 9 outs.
Nick Quagliato will lead things off. Justin Fryer with a scoreless inning in the 5th. And Quagliato will try to set the table. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Nighthawks. Sarge is 0 for 2. Strikeout and a flyout. He'll look at strike 1 from Fryer.
Come on, Sarge.
Quagliato in the portal right now, 250 during the college season. So just 200 against Southpaws. Another reverse splits hitter. He'll bounce this one left side of the infield. Takes a funny hop, and Ellis can't come up with it. It goes into left field. Navigators really wish they could get a break like that to go their way. And Quagliato on at first.
I was just about to say, North Shore wants that to happen in the top of the 7th. I mean, that is just an unfortunate break. I have not seen a tough hop like that through practice, batting practice, nothing like that of that nature here from the Maxfield Sports Complex in 2026. But I mean, yeah, just unfortunate break for Hudson Ellis, who he was going to make a routine play, just skipped away, and Quagliato leads off the inning with a single.
So that'll go down as a single. Not really a ton that Ellis could do there with the human element of that. Tim Dickinson. Now Fryer would really love a ground ball, but if Upper Valley is able to tack on another run here, that would feel a lot bigger than just a 3-0 lead, the way the Navigators have been swinging the bats. Kyle Langley on deck.
And I want to go back to the point that you made a couple of innings ago, saying it feels like it's a 5-0 ball game, which it does. I mean, for how good the pitching staff has been, and when pitching is that good, I mean, it feels like a tough day at the office. And then you also have Caldwell warming up down the right field line for the Nighthawks, more than likely to pitch the 7th. It just shows that how good Upper Valley's pitching has been tonight, but also for North Shore, they're still within reach. They've done their job when Upper Valley's been up to bat, only surrendering 2 runs in this ball game in the first 2 frames. Then once North Shore is actually able to rally, this game will feel a lot closer. but they just have to get these runners on base, quality at bat after quality at bat, wear this pitching staff down and find a way to get it done.
Dickinson talking to himself a little bit after that last one. As he got a piece of it, and Fryer now with 2 strikes, 2-2 count. Dickinson 0 for 2 in the ball game. Quagliato with not great speed, but a pretty big lead. He runs, pitches inside, throw down to second base is not nearly in time. Stolen base for the Upper Valley catcher, and now a 3-ball count.
Yeah, Quagliato was actually the Upper Valley leadoff hitter at one point in 2026, first couple of games of the season, and he will run. I mean, and for FDU, he was 10 for 10 on stolen bases.
Upper Valley with an RBI chance. 3-2 popped up. Left side, Hudson Ellis into short left field. Big first out. Quagliato with nowhere to go at second, and Tim Dickinson 0 for 3. Langley's had a good day. Kyle striding up, 2 for 2, couple of singles. Caught stealing back in that 4th inning as Danny Lakis erased him. Left on left matchup, 3 of the next 4 left-handers. It's 4 of 5 if you include Dickinson, who just was retired. Summer ball conversation there between the leaders of each of these 2 sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the presence of both of those guys on a field just changes the element of every ball game.
Fryer steps off, legal pickoff move, and no throw back on Quagliato. I think that's another thing that Sarge can do, just get in the pitcher's head.
Well, absolutely. I think Fryer's like, oh, I just gave up a single to the catcher. He's not going to steal. And then he took off running, stole a base. Now Fryer's got him in the back of his mind. Great
Chased
pitch.
it. 1 and 2. That's that slider down and away to the lefties. Just a staple at any level of baseball in the left-on-left matchup. Let's see if Fryer goes back to the well. Just high, didn't get the call. Another 3-ball count here, back-to-back. The James Madison product, Kyle Langley, who did not play during the college season. Getting a chance in summer ball here. Right on the line between Vermont and New Hampshire. 3-2 crack foul, so Fryer done a good job keeping the ball in the zone on the payoff pitches. Alejandro Puig on deck. It's been a lot of all or nothing in this Upper Valley lineup. 3 hitters that have been on base multiple times. You got 3 guys that have not been on base at all. That one swung on and missed. Lakis with the tag. Kyle Langley with a swinging strikeout, and now 2 down. Fryer with a good response to that adversity of the weird hop that Quagliato had.
Yeah, I think for Fryer, too, I mean, that was an impressive at-bat, just watching him pitch, going back to the well, not being afraid to throw that slider in any count. And that thing starts way inside to Langley, up on the top of the zone, drifts right down into the dirt off the plate outside, and just great movement from the lefty.
Off the plate with the breaking ball there. That's that knuckle curve. Puig 0 for 2. New baseball here. It's an exchange with Quagliato still on second. Bottom of the order's been productive. Levi Jones has been on base twice. Anthony Greco with the lone walk in the ball game for Upper Valley. Fryer really should be out of this inning if it weren't for that unfortunate hop. Left that high, 2-0. North Shore, as we talked about in the open, winners of 6 of their last 7 since that brutal July 4th loss in Sanford. Showing a lot of promise offensively during that stretch. Chop foul, 2-1. Nighthawks were 10-13 at home in 2025. 6-7 so far this year. More home games than road games coming up in their schedule. Friar steps off again.
And I think, too, I mean, they had their home stretch in June, and then now they're going to do a lot more traveling as season wraps up here in the Northeast. And I think for Upper Valley, I mean, they've played very well on the road this year, and they gained that confidence, but then they've also had a very hard road at home.
Got him to swing through that, and now Friar a strike away from sending us to the 7th with the score knotted. How about the job the Navigators pitching has done since those first 2 innings?
Oh, it's been unbelievable since the first 2 innings. I mean, right around the zone, and only 1 walk surrendered as a pitching staff. They've been throwing strikes all night long.
On the corner, strike 3. NECBL gave up a run in the first and the second inning, and since then, NECBL and Friar have tossed 5 shutout innings. We head to the 7th. 2-0 Nighthawks, still clinging to that lead.
Top half of the 7th inning, fans having a fun time. 2 kids going over to the softball field, enjoying all the festivities here in the Upper Valley, and we are going to be joined by an extra special guest in the booth, PJ Moyningham. Welcome back to the Upper Valley. It's glad to have you, and welcome back inside the nest for folks at home tuning in. Thank you for spending your evening with us on NECBL, Unbeaten Network as well. And PJ, it's so great to have you with us. I know we got to see each other. I mean, both of us did in North Shore on Saturday. Now you're here in the Upper Valley. I mean, welcome back. When was the last time you were here? Was it for the All-Star game?
I believe it was last year for the All-Star game, yeah. It's good to be back. I went out and I had a little double smash burger and some cheese fries just to get ready for the on-camera appearance on the booth cam here, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, did you get a maple creamy at all?
That's for later. That's for dessert.
That's for later. Okay, there you go.
I'm looking forward to that. I might have to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially if you got to take advantage of it since, you're here for one more time this year.
And the first game between these 2 teams here at the Maxfield Sports Complex is one of 2 games, I believe, that it was not an option.
Oh.
So I'm going to be taking advantage of that tonight. You better believe it.
You better make sure. It took me a while to finally get mine, but we got it done. I'm excited. We actually went to Max Maple Farm, and it was great. But for PJ, I wanted to ask you just to kind of, for our folks at home, can you take us through what you do for us as an executive producer, especially here when we are on ESPN Plus as well?
Thanks, CJ. So, my role with the league has been to sort of help all 13 teams get where they need to go with these 4-camera broadcasts. And we did our dress rehearsal for this conversation last Saturday at North Shore, right. So take 2 should be even tighter. But yeah, we were a league that 4 years ago was producing largely single-camera webcam, maybe a MacBook turned around in the press box facing the field broadcast. And, we've really evolved in a very short period of time to being 13 teams that are producing 13 4-camera broadcasts at a pretty high level. You're running
13 cameras one day.
One day.
Yeah, one day. There you go.
In truth, though, I think what we've established is you can really pull this off with that basic 4-camera setup.
Yeah.
After, I think you got 6 or 7 cameras running here in the Upper Valley, and, you don't really gain much by, that 8th, 9th, and 10th camera. So you got the booth cam, maybe you had a steady cam at some point. But overall, this operation here is just tremendous. And, I've seen it grow incredibly over the last couple of years. And it's a credit to the talent that Matt Wright's brought in.
Yeah, and especially, too, when I was first brought on by Matt, he showed me clips of what it used to be, and it was just a single webcam just put on the fence, and then now it's turned into this, and then being able to add the booth cam more consistently this year. I mean, the fact that Upper Valley's made such strong strides, and it's something you talked about, too, in North Shore, for North Shore's progression as well, broadcast-wise, and I think it's just so important to showcase. Fouled off. Jackson Caldwell nearly into the game as well. We'll get to him more later on. But, again, for you, seeing all these teams progress, I mean, how does that make you feel for being a part of the league for so long now and just working with everybody? I mean, all the off-season Zoom meetings as well. How does that make you feel at the end of the day?
I'm just very proud. I feel a real pride of authorship over this league-wide streaming product. But, let's be honest. I'm not the one directing these games. I'm not the one investing in the equipment. I'm not the one that is, doing the setup in the hot July sun. This is really a testament to the talent that our GMs and our owners have brought in to their broadcast operations, and it's turned into this thing where, in September, October, they're thinking about how to find that next ringer from Mississippi State. It's not that different on the broadcast side of things. We're bringing in top talent from all over the country including you fine folks right here, CJ and Luke, doing a great job calling these games.
0-2 pitch, chopped softly over towards Dickinson at second. He has no play. Hunter Kingsbury beats it out. It's an infield single for the North Shore Navigators to begin the top of the 7th inning.
It's a good start to see that right there, and we were talking about earlier in the broadcast, Hunter Kingsbury was not with the team on Sunday, waiting around, maybe seeing if his name was going to be called or if there was going to be a phone call afterwards. But what I thought was really cool in Bristol, PJ, you can speak on this, in the development of the NECBL players getting drafted and even media members moving up, but during the game, a Blues player getting signed by the Giants, really cool moment.
I mean, we tell our fans in these 13 communities that they're watching the future stars, and have such proximity to these young athletes. I mean, it's real, and it's so cool for to see these kids standing up against the fence, clinging on, with that foul ball they just tracked down, having these guys sign it. I mean, it's really, it's a very cool experience because they're all knocking on the door, just like you guys. You're like on the threshold of, not that this isn't a professional operation, but of taking that next step in your career and, getting paid to do this.
Runner goes, pitch is swung on and missed. The throw down to second base, not in time. Hunter Kingsbury with a stolen base.
That swing and a miss right there from Lycus tells me that the hit and run was on. Not able to put the ball in play, but now Kingsbury in scoring position.
So we had the All-Star game here in Upper Valley last year, and I knew in November, December, prior to the season, based on the talent on paper that I saw Matt Wright bringing in to the Upper Valley, that they were ready to dial things in and become one of the best broadcast operations in the NECBL. And certainly having the All-Star game created a little bit of an impetus to do that, but it has absolutely, what they've done here in Upper Valley has absolutely exceeded my expectations and continues to. And, we're seeing them late in the season just continue to add elements to their broadcast. The booth cam, for example, CJ, and not settling, right? Not settling and just continuing to push the envelope, and I just love to see it.
I loved the idea of a booth cam, and for me, posting the reaction calls on social media whenever I get the opportunity to, a big moment in games, and it's helped me also showcase my talents, but it gives these players an opportunity to get more recognition as well, seeing their highlights posted, especially for where I come from, a small NAIA school in Iowa, St. Ambrose. Being able to see these guys progress and come here to the Upper Valley and see everything come to fruition, because, I mean, it's a small complex, give or take, with the flashing lights that you see down in Sanford. Back pick to second, Kingsbury back in there safely. With Sanford with the big awning stadium, Field for Mond, Alumni Field in Keene. But here, just a high school sports complex in a way, and being able to put on such a high-quality product, and it just shows what's being done here, but also this is the goal for every team across the league, no matter where they're at. Caldwell's 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I was very fortunate enough to get recognized by the STA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the STA. It's a talent agency for young aspiring broadcasters. They spit calls of the week every week, and it was a call of the week that mine was featured on. That would not be possible without the entire production team at the North Shore Navigators, and of course the players on the field making things happen. This is really a full, in full production with the NECBL. You lead and direct, PJ, of course.
I love to hear that for you, Luke. And I think we're just going to continue to see success story after success story coming out of our production here.
Caldwell able to strike out Danny Lycus for out number 1. It's a big first out to get for Caldwell out of the bullpen. Now you got to face Anderson French, runner on second, 1 away.
So I want to take a minute and shout out your team here, CJ. So you've really you've been given the gift of being surrounded by a ton of talent, and just it seems like you got a great team chemistry here in the Upper Valley as well. And that starts at the top with Brendan Bowen, your director of broadcasting. Returning overachiever from last year. We love it when folks come back and want to do more and elevate their role. But Tatum Fox on the sideline, Jesse Foote on camera, Abby Russell on camera, Simon McCarthy on camera, Sam Peckinpah filling in tonight for Zach. You got Josie Harrison running a camera for you back in June. Others contributing to the operation. I just have been so impressed by your team here in the Upper Valley. So I want to flip it back to you now. I'm going to flip it back on you because you're coming from the Midwest, CJ. How does this experience align with what your expectations were in terms of, and you and Brendan caravanning out here from Iowa to New England? And
I mean, I've just been blown away. I mean, the fact, like, the generosity with everybody, being able to work with a different broadcaster each night. I mean, I'm making, on paper, I'm making 13 more connections as well to kind of just showcase your talents throughout the future, because you never know what can happen. Like, if Luke gets a job somewhere and he needs a color guy, and he's like, hey, CJ, do you not have an opportunity? And it's like, hey, I'll be there. Something like that. I think that's a big thing moving forward. And then also just, like, being able to be a part of, saying ESPN Plus just in general is a huge honor to me, because I'm just used to saying stuff from a local radio station for so long, and then being able to learn the...
I second that.
Yeah, like, being able to learn the actual TV side of things, because I didn't know what all went into it, really. I was just kind of learning on the fly, but, I mean, watching games, you learn it, but I think it just grows myself as a broadcaster, and I think with my talent level and also everybody a part of the league. Wild pitch by Caldwell. Kingsbury takes off, comes in to score. North Shore's on the board, and now it's a one-run ball game on a wild pitch. It's a big moment right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Kingsbury using his wheels right there. Infield single, steals second, throw goes into center on the throw down to second, takes third, and then the wild pitch comes home. Great jump from third base there to score that big run, lead cut in half.
Yeah, and just to go back to your point, too, I've been blown away at what you are able to do in such small spaces and just something as big as the NECBL, because I feel like I've grown so much since opening day, and I think I'm speaking for you as well, Luke,
Agreed.
that we're not the same broadcasters you saw on opening night. And I feel like that really shows, and especially, too, as we get near the All-Star break, just everybody putting their best foot forward, putting out the best product that they can, putting out the best calls that they're able to do. And me and Luke have both said this after every game. I think we get better each night when we get to work together, and that's also the beauty of it, being able to work 6 times together in a year.
I mean, that's the name of the game. You're getting reps. You guys are getting a ton of reps. You're getting 150 at-bats up here in the booth this summer, and that's what you need. And I get the gloss of ESPN and that, the worldwide leader in sports and how much it means for so many of you to call out that name in your broadcast. But tonight we're on Unbeaten Sports, and and this is a global streamer that has a linear channel that is available on DAZN and on Plex, and they have a channel on Amazon Prime that so this game tonight's on Amazon Prime, and there's a whole other audience out there watching this game, and so we're really exposing this league to not just our 13 communities and fans and coaches and girlfriends and moms and dads. This is we're delivering this product, this very fun, very cheeky summer baseball product to fans all over the world. Unbeaten is based in Australia and has a number of global locations. So this is NECBL gone global.
Australia to the Upper Valley. Listen to that.
Yeah,
Wow,
there you go. Right on the twin state line between Vermont and New Hampshire. We are global, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it just shows how much also the fact that this league has grown with the broadcast fundamentals, but also how much attention it's gotten for these big networks to take a chance and let us showcase what we have on the field and also showcase our talents as well up here in the booth to those bigger audiences. And something I wanted to bring up to you, PJ, I know you said over the offseason so many times, this is your hands-off year in a way. Now you've been a part of this for so many years. Where do you see broadcast production and products going in the next 5 years in the league?
Well, I mean, I think there's going to be a unique challenge every year because for the most part, you're going to be bringing in a fresh crop of talent, right? And so, even if that talent increases year over year, and I do think we saw a bump from last year to this year in terms of some of the broadcaster talent, some of the director-producer talent, some of the camera talent coming in. It's always going to be a challenge doing this thing from scratch. I mean, the week preceding the season is always going to be a bit of a scramble to figure out how to do this live in a high-stakes environment. Like you said, CJ, we got a ball in play here.
2-0 pitch hit high in the air to left. Langley will flag it down for out number 2.
I think what's cool is you see the arc of these broadcasts developing over the course of a very short 2-month season, right? And so, I mean, you've seen this in North Shore, Luke, with your broadcast. You've seen it here, CJ. You start off somewhere, and then you continue to push the envelope and get better and better. What I would hope is that baseline that we're starting from continues to, that floor begins to raise year over year. And I think it's really important for some of these folks that have gotten accustomed to these operations this year to really think about coming back. And maybe in an elevated role, maybe you're moving from a camera op or more of a support role into more of a closer to the top of the pyramid in being a broadcast director or being a graphics producer. But
Almost 0-1 to Hunter. It's outside, 1-1.
And I really want to second what you said, CJ, about working with other broadcasters. 12 other broadcasters for you and I. That's 12 new connections that we didn't have on June 1st. And really, as you said, something that we can take into the future.
And that's something that's very special about our approach here in the NECBL. Having the home and away broadcasters work together is not something that is common. I have a friend who, was someone who helped start Major League Baseball Network and worked at MLB for nearly 20 years, and he came to a game in North Adams last year. He has a house in the Berkshires, and when I told him, I introduced him to the two broadcasters in the booth, and when I told him about the formula, it floored him.
Yeah.
Because he was like, this is actually why we used to produce home and away radio, because people don't want to listen to the away broadcast. And so this is a very special special element that we have in the NECBL, and it gives everyone a different flavor every night.
Yeah, and I think it also, that's 12 other broadcasting styles, too, that you are not used to. Because, especially in my case, most of the games that I go call, I'm the only one really being able to call in, especially for my area, because the other stream is not available. Oh, that's unfortunate. We were just told no creamies tonight, so I'm sorry, PJ, to let you down. No creamies tonight.
Well, I guess those cheese fries were my dessert.
There you go. There you go.
Probably for the best.
There is a McDonald's down the street. 1-2 pitch outside for ball 2. Quagliano thought about trying to pick off French at first. Thought better of it. French back in there safely.
It's a good promising at-bat by Grant Hunter, seeing a lot of pitches. Worked a 2-2 count, a longer inning here for the right-hander.
Jeff Cakes cookies as well. There's your dessert. They have some really good cookies.
All right.
Brendan Bowen coming in clutch as always with the key information.
I saw the truck.
2-2 to Hunter. Swung on and missed. First strike 3. Caldwell gets out of the jam, but only surrenders 1 run. And for North Shore, they make this a 1-run ball game. PJ, you want to stay on for another half inning as well?
Sure, why not?
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break. Everybody, time for the safety dance here in Hartford, Vermont. 2-1 Upper Valley on Unbeaten and NECBL+. Welcome back to the Maxfield Sports Complex here in beautiful Hartford, Vermont. Inside the nest, PJ Moynihan still with us here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And we got a good one on paper right now, 2-1 ball game. North Shore, Luke is very excited you came up to the booth because North Shore got on the board in the top of the 7th inning. And now
you're staying for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you're going to have to. You're going to have to hang out. And, I might as well just throw the headset to you and let you do everything and let you guys finish the ball game if that's the case. But, also, too, it's a great on-field product that you've been able to see tonight. Quality pitching as well. I know you've been busy all night long, hanging out with Vice President Matt Wright, talking about some future plans as well. But what a ball game we have here tonight as well.
Yeah, and two teams that need a win tonight. These two teams are neck and neck in the Northern Division, and as we saw last year, some of the best baseball happens down the stretch. There were some very unforgettable playoff games, and Luke, I know your team in North Shore is eager to break into the postseason again this year, so it should be an exciting finish.
And I think, too, the point we've made already, but we want to bring it up again, is if the season ended right now, this would be your playoff series. And these two teams play tight ball games, and when they are able to both pitch well, you get this. You get a 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Anthony Greco leading things off. And Freeman on the mound as well. He worked the save back in North Shore and Lynn on Saturday, and comes on for more. A quality arm for the North Shore Navigators, especially down the stretch.
Absolutely. Freeman with a save recently. But, as you were talking about with these teams, and it would be the playoff series, home field advantage is going to be so important, especially if this scoreline holds, because each of these teams, it'll be 4-0, the home team taking that series. And PJ can speak on this, the atmosphere that these home crowds create in the NECBL.
Oh, it's fun. Honestly, the winning probably matters more to the home fans than it does to anybody else. It just really, you can pull this thing off and run it as a business, and everyone gets the benefit without the wins and losses. But when teams are winning, it just makes everything more fun and exciting.
Freeman's 0-2 pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-2 to Anthony Greco.
So I got to say, I was texting last night with an old colleague of mine who was actually the former owner of the North Shore Navigators, Philip Rosenfield. Shout out to my buddy Phil. Phil, who's a documentary producer these days.
As are you.
As am I. Phil was actually one of our investors in Eye on the Dream, which was the documentary series I produced about the NECBL back in 2006, so I'm showing my age a little bit. But, Phil was asking if, because he's been watching the games on ESPN and asking how I felt about the talent these days compared to what the talent was like 15, 20 years ago when he was involved. And I have to say, on that note right there, the arms are incredible. I mean, everyone throws 90 to 95.
They bring it.
They bring it. And, no disrespect to our position players, but the arms of the NECBL are electric. And I think it's really it's hard to translate that to the broadcast. It's just sitting here, right above home plate, seeing these guys light it up is just, you have to almost see it from the front row to appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I mean...
all the more reason to come to the ballpark.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the more reason to come to the ballpark, Luke. Very good.
More reason to come to the ballpark, and especially here in the Upper Valley, free admission all year long. One of the few places in the NECBL that does that, and President Noah Crane able to actually embrace that each year. And Upper Valley gets quite the crowd as well. Sometimes they get 500 to 700 fans here in just a small little space. And Cam Freeman lighting it up with that fastball. He sits around 92, 93, and he threw one right there down the middle to Anthony Greco. And speaking of Levi Jones as well at the plate, I talked to him in the rain delay at Keene, and he said that this is by far the hardest summer league he's played in because the pitching is just so good, and it challenges him a lot. And I know the numbers are not where he wants it, but he's put together some quality at-bats down the stretch. But to your point, PJ, just shows it how electric these pitchers are, and when they're on it, they're tough to rally against.
Yeah, I love it. And, I also want to shout out Brendan Bowen coming in here, sweating that, camera 2 goes down. Brendan, who's running the score bug over here and supporting the graphics, and, runs out of the booth, gets that camera 2 back up, comes back up. He only missed 2 outs, ladies and gentlemen. So this is producing in the NECBL.
1-1 pitch, skied into shallow left. Ellis is there to flag it down for out number 2.
It's just what we were talking about, right? It's a little bit of an if you build it, they will come. And the Navigators, with the winning ways that they've been on recently, a crowd against Keene Friday night of 1,100 fans. On Saturday against the Upper Valley Nighthawks, it was over 900 fans. So good turnouts in Lynn, Massachusetts as well.
And just impressive. And I mean, shout out Brendan. I mean, I know you're back there ready to go. Have to make sure we get you a nice cookie as well for your reward, and especially too, being up here in the nice AC, going out in the elements and getting on the ladder, fixing camera 2, the high home cam here in Upper Valley, and that's stuff that you don't really get to see a lot of. There's not many people in professional broadcast organizations jumping out of a production truck, going up on a ladder, especially on a fence, trying to put a camera back up, and that's just one of the pure things you get here where it's a pure form of baseball and also a pure form of broadcasting, and no matter what, being able to put out high quality products. And so shout out Brendan. I'm glad you did that, PJ.
Well, and I will say, as that young man takes one right off the back right there, that didn't look like it felt very good.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
That I think what's most compelling about this, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and it's really important for our fans to understand, is that we are punching way above our weight. These are all student-run broadcasts, student-run productions, community volunteers contributing, and it's a high-stakes live environment. And, I mean, you all are learning so much doing this, and I've heard this from some of our alumni from the broadcast group who are now working in the pros for ESPN or for NBC Sports or for the NBA, that we pressure tested them as young professionals, because you're not going to be having to wear 7 hats in your, once you get over that next level of infrastructure for live sports production. So the fact that we're making a lot with a little, I believe, is fundamentally what's making you all better as broadcast professionals.
And the quote that you said, Kelsey swings at the 0-1 pitch, lines it up the middle into center field for a base hit. Frank Kelly makes the turn. He's going to head to third. The throw will actually sail over to third baseman Whitehill. Frank Kelly's going to try to score. The throw to the plate is not in time. Frank Kelly will score. It's 3-1 Upper Valley thanks to Alex Kelsey.
Really sloppy play there from the Navigators. Hunter Kingsbury with a throw into third that gets away. Throw home gets away from Likas as well, and now back to a 2-run lead immediately.
Big insurance run to get right there. Alex Kelsey's first hit of the ball game. See how the scoring will go on that one. It's going to be a mess, but we'll tell you folks at home when we get the official word. And I think it just proves again, like we've been talking about it, is just how special this place is. I mean, making the 16-hour drive for myself, driving all the way across 2 days with Brendan as well. Being able to meet up and just meet new people and be in such a warm, welcoming family that the Upper Valley is, and embracing the culture. I mean, I'm used to just flat corn, Iowa, and then I come up here and I see mountains, I see so much green, and being able to be a part of something special and watch these talented young men compete day in and day out and call the action with them and be with the trenches and grow those relationships with them too. And I think that's what's also important is, Luke, you do so much work with the North Shore Navigators for social media, interviewing these guys day in and day out, talking with them, bring up amazing quotes on these broadcasts. And I think that also is an unsaid factor when it comes to getting here, is that you're going to have to talk to these guys. You're going to have to get the inside scoop, build relationships with these players, because if you want to get into the professional leagues as well, you have to do that to make your broadcast better.
Yeah, and you're going to have to be a professional and choose what to share, what not to share, honor those relationships. And I will say, I was driving in from the highway, and the corn here is getting very tall, which is generally a sign, the corn doesn't really come around until late in the summer in New England. So the fact that those corn stalks are, starting to look mature on the side of the road lets us know that we're getting deep into the summer here. And, I also want to make sure that, tonight's Major League Baseball's All-Star game. And thank you for everyone who's watching us instead of watching the Major League Baseball All-Star game.
Much appreciated.
We are, a week from this coming Sunday is our NECBL All-Star game, which is up in Sanford, Maine at Goodall Park this year.
James Love stands in, takes the first pitch outside for ball one.
And my guess would be there's more than a handful of All-Stars on the field right now, including this James Love here in the batter's box. Probably a contender for MVP of the league this year at the moment. But, the All-Star game is always, in my view, the apex of the summer. You got 13 teams that are invested. Only 8 teams make the playoffs. So the following week, 5 teams close up shop until next year. But the All-Star game is just a really great event. It'll be on ESPN+. The Home Run Derby will be on NECBL+. And, it's just always a great day for the NECBL.
1-1 to Love, bounce softly towards the shortstop Ellis. He picks it up, fires over to first in time to retire James Love, but not before Upper Valley strikes for another run in the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-1 Upper Valley. PJ, thank you so much for your time this evening and being up here in the booth with us. And, for how me and Luke have been, we would appreciate it if you were able to be back here for the next meeting on the 20th of this month. I mean, 3 games in a row between us and having you up here. But thank you so much, PJ. We'll let you go. We appreciate all you do for us.
Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, PJ.
We'll take a quick break and be back with more on NECBL Plus and Unbeaten Network. Nice shot of the tree line just beyond the outfield fence here at the Maxfield Sports Complex in beautiful Hartford, Vermont. Top of the 8th inning, 3-1 Upper Valley lead. A brand new arm into the game is right-hander Brendan Walker, the product of Woodsville, New Hampshire, attends Stetson in the spring. Now the third-year Nighthawk stands on for the 7th time this year. He has a 1-0 record, 1 save, 8 innings pitched, 2 walks surrendered, 14 strikeouts. And get this, folks, only 2 hits surrendered on the season. Has a 0.00 ERA. And he came into a tough spot last time out against Vermont. Bases loaded. Had to come through. He pitched an inning, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. He gave up 2 runs to David Alvarez, but of Vermont. And who hasn't given up a hit to David Alvarez at this point in the season? Yeah. But none of those runs were charged to him, and he has a .50 whip on the year.
Yeah, tough customer for the Navigators to contend with, and we'll see if that play off the bat of Alex Kelsey gets looked back on later in this one. 7, 8, and 9 for the Navigators.
Sammy Whitehill stands in, the left-handed hitting third baseman. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled to lead off the top half of the 3rd inning against starter Danny Lazaro. Walker's 1-0 pitch. Wanted to try to swing at it, but he held up, but it was still a strike called nonetheless. Brand new catcher into the game as well for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. It's number 34, Riggs Catlin. Takes over for Quagliato for the rest of the way. 1-1 pitch. Bunted right back to the pitcher, Walker. He tosses over to the first baseman, Greco, for out number 1.
You wonder about Quagliato. You don't want to speculate on anything, but could something be going on? Not normal to see him taken out of a ball game.
And I'm sure he fought hard, but again, for Quagliano, the way the roster is kind of flipped over, that was his 8th straight game behind the plate. So I think it's also just trying to let him get the time off and let Catlin have an opportunity to catch Walker. First pitch breaking ball. He went around, says home plate umpire. Allen's down 0-1. I mean, 8 straight games behind the plate, something you don't see very often here in the NECBL for how balanced rosters normally are. But again, too, when you get into those dog days of July, rosters will turn over. I mean, you have both seen them here in the last week. Keene's roster, 1-1 Allen. Hit high in the air down the right field line, and it'll kick foul. It's 1-2.
Swamp Bats look like a shell of themselves.
Yeah, it's very interesting for what's been going on at Keene. I mean, they only have 9 position players, 10 position players. I mean, it's not what you typically want to see. And for Keene, you need to put together some quality ball games to stay in that playoff hunt as well.
And another tough battle for them tonight, knotted up against the Mystic Schooners. A lot more L's in the win column recently for the Swamp Bats than W's.
2-2 Allen. Fastball right there for a called strike 3. Throws Lane Allen. Back-to-back strikeouts for the right fielder for the Navs. There are 2 away.
At the plate for North Shore is second baseman Luke Mealy.
I'll bring up the second baseman, Luke Mealy, who is 0 for 2 in this ball game as well. He struck out in the top of the 3rd and flew out to Kyle Langley in the 6th. First pitch from Walker. Breaking ball in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0.
Just dotted that last one to Lane Allen, who looks a little bit flustered here recently. No base hits since that home run in Danbury. That's really the same pitch right there. Doesn't get the call on Mealy, though. Of course, Mealy's a shorter, stockier player, and that was a smaller strike zone.
Also, you love that bottom of your order. 2-0 from Walker. Popped up. Right side, Levi Jones in foul ground. Flags it down to make the catch to end the inning. 1-2-3, go the Navs in the top half of the 8th inning. Brendan Walker works a scoreless inning. It's 3-1 Upper Valley on Unbeaten and NECBL+. 8th inning dizzy bat. My favorite thing that happens in the Upper Valley. Noah Crane letting these kids get all dizzy, and then they're going to take off, trying to be the winner. Not a big crowd of kids here tonight. That kid in the lime orange shirt, Cotton, number 1, fell down already.
Man down, man down.
Man down. He hasn't even said go yet. I'm waiting in anticipation. Still waiting. Still 9, says Noah Crane, team president. Umpires having fun as well. Reedy, first base umpire having some fun with them as well. Another one down. And they're off to the races. Blue shirt, it's going to be close. Who's going to get it? Gray shirt gets the win. Great job, young men. Way to at least stay on your feet. Well, now he's back down again. I mean, dizzy bat. Cotton went all the way out to right center field as well. But he looks like he's ready to go, and another one fell down, Luke.
You just get so dizzy. I mean, that's why it's called the dizzy bat. But, boy, you get a look at it on display there. Hard to keep the balance.
I mean, just unbelievable right there. But, hey, winner was that gray shirt kid. Congratulations. Able to redeem your prize. But in steps for the first time, Riggs Catlin, 5'10", 185 pounds. Product of Massachusetts. Swings at the first pitch and misses. It's 0-1. Went on for his second career at-bat. He had one at-bat at home against the blowout win in the Governor's Cup against Vermont last time Upper Valley was here.
And he's a UMass Boston product. A shout-out to our producer, Billy Sullivan. Another UMass Boston guy.
He's sitting back and wherever he's at watching this one, and he's celebrating knowing that they're represented well in the NECBL here in 2026. So Quagliano exits. Riggs Catlin in a 1-1 count. Swings and fouls it off. It's quickly 1-2. And how about a job by Sam Freeman as well? I know he's tagged for one of the runs, but it was unearned because of the misplays allowing Frank Kelly to score, but Freeman getting the opportunity again in back-to-back games against these Nighthawks.
Yeah, and he looked really good in that 7th inning. The one base hit he gave up to Alex Kelsey, the run scoring was not on him at all. It was really what happened after the play. And even that base hit was not hit all that hard. Just a ground ball right back where it came from.
Looking to punch out Riggs Catlin to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-2 count. Kicks, delivers. Catlin fouls it off at the plate. We'll do it again.
And that 2-run lead, once again, the Navigators are facing. It was 2-1 for 2-0, I should say, for most of the night. Then you get it to 2-1. You start to feel good going into the later innings, and Upper Valley gets that run right back. It's just frustrating. You only have 3 outs to go.
Catlin with that low stance. The 2-2 from Freeman. Bounced in the dirt. Catlin runs it full. It's 3-2. Talk about some unusual batting stance across the league. And
Absolutely.
two of them on the North Shore Navigators, but this one reminds me of Jeff Bagwell.
Okay, I can see it.
Riggs Catlin gets in that low crouch and then wiggles the bat right off of his shoulder.
Yeah.
Freeman's payoff pitch. Grounded softly over towards third. Whitehill can't make the play. It's a foul ball regardless, and we'll do it again.
Talk about, there's some really tight battles going on across the NECBL. Keene and Mystic are knotted at 2 in the 6th inning. Newport leading Ocean State by only 1 run. That game in the bottom of the 5th. Bristol and Danbury knotted at 6. Bottom 5. And the Valley Blue Sox and the Sharks. No score that game in the bottom of the 3rd at the Shark Tank.
Payoff from Freeman, grounded hard, up the middle. Nice play by Ellis. He'll pick it up, fire over to first, in time for out number 1.
Good start, and Hudson Ellis has been flashing the leather tonight. Been a busy man, whether it be pop-ups or ground balls. The one exception being a really gnarly hop that he had, and fortunately nothing came back in that 6th inning. I think Freeman's job here is just to keep the score where it is. He had been in the race for the team's closer early in the season. He's blown a couple of saves, so that's not what he's tasked with tonight. Still a decently high leverage spot, though. Do not want to let the Nighthawks pitching staff off the hook.
And especially, too, looking like Walker will get the 9th inning in this one. And especially, too, for Freeman. I mean, he was only tagged with a line drive base hit off of James Love back at Frazier Field. That one was 106 off the bat. I mean, that was your only blunder in that outing, and he looked great. He was attacking with that fastball and doing more of the same here tonight. Already with 1 strikeout on the night. Quickly ahead of Dickinson, 0-2. Is already 0 for 3 in this game. The 0-2 from Freeman. Breaking ball, line foul down the right field line. Nice snag by Carver Pleasant. And he goes right back to the bench, and he's hanging out, has the phone in hand as well.
Look at that, staying locked in at a ball game. Doesn't have a glove, but that's a nice play. Even that ball right there is just blistered by Tim Dickinson.
Trying to come through here. The 0-2 pitch downstairs for a ball. It's 1-2.
Freeman just a 2-pitch guy. Sinker and a slider. See what he goes to. Maybe in a right on left matchup. Try to bury that sinker on the back foot. Or slider, I should say. He went to the sinker that time.
Yeah, got in on the hands a little bit. Dickinson late on that pitch, expecting that off-speed slider. Able to foul it off and stay alive. That 0-2 pitch that Freeman threw that was called a ball, he was trying to throw that sinker like it was a changeup. Start it, get that swing and miss. And the fact that he's able to do that and have that confidence with that pitch. 1-2 again. Runs the sinker inside, and it's evened up 2-2.
And he hasn't tried that slider in on the back foot to left-handed hitters. I think you sometimes worry about down and into lefties. It's kind of, grip it and rip it. That's right in the sweet spot where they can drive it out to right field. See if he goes back away here, maybe.
2-2 to Dickinson. Cut on and miss for strike 3. The second strikeout of the night for Cam Freeman. Went right back to that sinker. There are 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, no announcer jinx right there. Hard stuff away, outer half. Cam Freeman says good night. Second K in the book for him. He's really had a solid outing. And Freeman, a guy who's given up some loud contact this season. Same cannot be said here in this outing.
I think, again, it's just so impressive. 7 strikeouts on the night by North Shore pitching. 1 free pass surrendered. First pitch to Langley went right back to that sinker. This time just a bit low. It's 1-0.
It's night and day from the last time they were here. They had 12 walks as a staff in that game. Much better showing. I mean, 12 walks. Howard Redbun would tell you that's enough for 4 games.
And I think also, too, just the fact that it's just been quality pitching, and you have to give credit for Upper Valley really able to adjust and put the ball in play and make things happen offensively. North Shore really dialed in with the pitching staff here as of late. 2-0 to Langley. Dropped down the first base line. He'll kick foul. It's 2-1. Jason Kroll just walking over to pick up the baseball. He didn't want to make a play on that one. You see behind Kyle Langley in the on-deck circle is Ethan Brown. He's grabbing a bat to potentially hit for his Dartmouth teammate Alejandro Puig. 2-1 from Freeman. Langley swings and fouls it at the plate. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Freeman trying to induce that ground ball. Gone back to the well a bunch of times with that sinker. Danny Lake is just putting down the 1. Very confident in that pitch. Why would you not be, the way that the Nighthawks have just rolled over on it?
To give also a comparison for what Cam Freeman is, he's like Carl Rollum of the Upper Valley Nighthawks. Throws that sinker so hard, 92, 93, and then pairs it with a tight slider. 2-2 to Freeman. Fouled off. Langley able to spoil it. We'll do it again.
Quality at bat from Langley. That's what you know you're going to get every time. 2 for 3 this evening.
For a guy for Kyle Langley, came into tonight hitting 188, improves on that margin. First hit in 3 games. He went 0 for 2 against North Shore when he came off the bench. Two from Freeman. Broken bat chopper over towards second. Meatley is there. He picks it up. Fires over to first. Not in time. Kyle Langley able to beat it out for a 2-out infield single here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
It's a good effort by Luke Mealy, but Kyle Langley, that's hit number 3 in the ball game for him. Just turning on the wheels up the first baseline, and boy, how big would another run in this spot feel for Upper Valley? Both of the hits that Cam Freeman has given up have been really hit softly on the infield, and it's frustrating.
And now Ethan Brown, the Dartmouth Big Green product, stands in. 1 for 5 to begin his 2026 NECBL career. He had a brief stint last year with the Upper Valley Nighthawks, his second year in the Upper Valley. Has 3 walks. Reached base 4 times in his season debut. 1 for 2 with 3 walks against Vermont, but he went 0 for 4 in the ball game against North Shore on Saturday. Langley at first pitch sinker right there for strike 1.
And again, something that you just can't say about this Navigator staff is they haven't been pounding the zone. The problem is at times they've been hittable, as we see to the tune of 9 hits tonight for Upper Valley, but they've pitched themselves out of some big spots. Again, only 1 walk. And heading into this at-bat, 130 total pitches, 83 of them for strikes.
Just unbelievable stuff from this pitching staff tonight. I mean, Jack Hawk cannot be upset with his pitching tonight. Snap pick over to first. Langley back in there safely.
Can really say the same for Upper Valley. 109 pitches, 69 of them in the zone. You know, not the same level of just pounding it, but each side with only 1 walk in the ball game.
1-1 to Brown. Went back to that sinker. It's in there for strike 2.
Not a ton of traffic.
Just an old school pitcher's duel night here from the Maxfield Sports Complex. Runner takes off. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. It doesn't matter. What a job by Cam Freeman out of the bullpen. 3 strikeouts on his night to send this game to the top half of the 9th inning. Last chance for North Shore. It's 3-1 Upper Valley on Unbeaten and NECBL+. Beautiful shot of the sky. Clouds rolling in, but it doesn't matter. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the North Shore Navigators. They have to get through Brendan Walker, who's worked a scoreless top half of the 8th inning. Final 3 outs, dinner bell ringing, whatever you want to say for North Shore. But they do have the top of the order due up. And Hudson Ellis, who is 0 for 3 tonight, but he has an opportunity to reach base. And you know what he's going to do as soon as he gets on first base. Take off for second and break that record and try to get to third base. Try to get this rally started here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, and he's got his on-base streak in jeopardy. 21 of the first 23 games he's appeared in, he's reached base. You know that's on his mind.
Upper Valley scored twice across the first 2 frames, 1 apiece, and then North Shore scored in the top of the 7th. Upper Valley responded in the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-1. 3 runs on 9 hits, 1 error by the Nighthawks. 0-1 pitch way upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1.
This is a huge guy to get for the Nighthawks. You want to keep that tying run in the on-deck circle. Don't allow it to come up to the plate. Don't give North Shore any hope. Tough part of the order here as well.
For Hudson Ellis, you're already ahead 2-1. Put the ball in play. Should be your first 3 at-bats. Arguably the hardest guy to get out on this team. 2-1 from Walker. So fouls it off, and it's 2-2.
You know, this goes without saying, but I think there's nobody better in the NECBL than Hudson Ellis at swinging at strikes and taking balls. And that makes you, it sounds so simple, and it sounds so easy and so, you know, like a principal thing.
2-2 pitch, grounded over to second. Dickinson bobbles, has to hurry, tosses over to first, not in time. Hudson Ellis will beat it out, and he reaches first base safely for the first time tonight. Now the question is, does he take off, try to break that record for his 25th stolen base?
You know, believe it or not, I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't run, only because Ellis and Kingsbury are probably the 2 hardest guys on this team to double up. And Ellis's run at the end of the day doesn't matter a ton. And you don't want to create an out on the base paths.
Kingsbury swings at the first pitch, hits it high in the air to center. Coming on is Kelsey. He makes the catch for out number 1. Hudson Ellis did not take off on that pitch, so credit to your point, Luke. You know, he's in a run that doesn't really matter, but you want to try to give it to your middle part of your order to maybe try to get back into this game. A big hit and a big swing, and also, too, righty-on-righty matchup. The wind has been playing a major factor. Ball has been flying all across the yard here tonight, especially with that wind blowing straight out to left.
And I think it's a really big thing that now when you eliminate Kingsbury's speed, now we can see Ellis in motion to stay out of the double play. Danny Lakis has hit into his share of twin killings this season for North Shore.
First pitch to Lakis. Fastball just off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0.
Yeah, he's hit into 2 of them, which in a 44-game NECBL season, and for Danny Lakis, who's playing in his 20th game, that's a significant number.
Runner takes off. The pitch is downstairs for a ball. The throw down to second is not in time, and there it is. The record has been broken. The 25th stolen base of the season. Congratulations, Hudson Ellis. You have set the new single-season stolen base record for the North Shore Navigators.
What a cool moment. You kind of wish that it was at a more critical point in the ball game. Still trailing by 2 runs here, but now the double play is not in order anymore. And you know by Hudson's reaction, he's not even concerned about the record at all. Just a gamer who wants to come to the ballpark every day, get on base, find his way around. But that is a very cool moment. And a very deserving guy who could be very well on his way to Sanford here in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Continues to add to that case every single day when he steps onto the ball field. Now he stands at second, the 2-1 to Likas. Fouled off, and it's evened up 2-2. Nice job by Brennan Walker to get back into this count.
Yeah, you see Danny's reaction right there at that swing. He thought he could drive that one up in the zone.
Now what does Walker throw here on 2-2? Lots of sliders and a couple of fastballs to get Likas swinging. Time is called with the disengagement.
This one's still not over. I mean, you've got the tying run at the plate, and Danny Likas and Anderson French, neither of them have home runs this summer for the Navigators, but they have home run power.
Three-two pitch is fouled off. We'll do it again.
You can see Likas' reaction right there. He just keeps staying in this at-bat and keep fighting pitches off. Eventually, you're going to get one that you can drive.
It's also crunch time here in the top half of the 9th inning. Likas had a hit on Saturday. Walker's payoff. Just inside for ball 4. What a take by Danny Likas. It's a 1-out walk and the go-ahead run, and Anderson French steps to the plate.
Oh, my. That was right on the corner. Could have gone either way. The home crowd thought that it was a backwards K. Tying runs are on. Go-ahead run at the plate. See the righty. He's going to have to reset a little bit here. Anderson French hasn't had a great night, but with one swing, he can put North Shore in front. How incredible does that feel to say after a night like tonight, you get a pinch runner into the game now? The brand new player for the Navigators, Jaron Megan, playing in his first game. Transfer to Stonehill from Northern Essex Community College.
It's a big move right there to make if you're Jack Hawk and the Navigators.
Megan had 45 stolen bases and was only caught twice this past season at Northern Essex.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's video game numbers, if you ever could say. I mean, especially for a 50-game college season.
His offensive numbers were as well. Struck out 7.7% of the time, hit .426 over the final 14 games, .369 overall, 1,100 OPS.
0-1 pitch is upstairs for a ball. It's 1-1. Setting the scene, too, you have speed on the bases with Ellis at second, and then Megan, the pinch runner, at first. He represents the tying run.
And French going to try to find a gap here, maybe go the other way, left center.
1-1 pitch, runners take off. The throw goes to second base, and they're going to gun out Megan trying to execute the double steal. But Hudson Ellis is safe at third base, but now North Shore down to their final out.
Amazing. New catcher into the game for Upper Valley. Megan not really used to that feeling. He was only caught stealing twice during the college season, as I said, and now you're down to your last out. You could see the reaction there on Hudson Ellis' face.
1-2 from Walker. Chopped over towards first. Greco picks it up. Race to the bag. He will step on it. Ball game! Upper Valley hangs on to even the season series against the North Shore Navigators, and they win their second straight against the Navs at home. 3-1 the final score in a classic.
4-0 the record of the home team in this season series between North Shore and Upper Valley. A very even all-time season series. Upper Valley taking the 13-12 edge in 25 meetings. Navigators were 4-2 against the Nighthawks last year. They'll have to win the final two matchups of the year if they want to do that.
And I think also, too, to break it down, Upper Valley and North Shore level on wins. Danny Lazzaro's final line, 4 innings pitched. Shutout baseball, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, 1 looking. He will not qualify for the win, not getting through 5 innings. Joey Young will be the winning pitcher. Giancarlo Arancibia will get the loss here tonight. I mean, what a job by the Upper Valley Nighthawks here tonight to take on North Shore Navigators. And, you know, for the rest of this season series. It's going to be 2 hard games down the stretch, Luke.
Yeah, the first 4 have been very, very tight. And as you just talked about, the final 2 are going to be extremely high stakes going into the postseason. Nighthawks leapfrogging the Navigators. They're now a half game ahead of them. We'll see what the Navigators can bring. 1 game at Frazier Field, 1 game at the Maxfield Sports Complex coming up.
It's going to be a great end to what has been an incredible NECBL season here in 2026. That about does it here for us from the Maxfield Sports Complex. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Luke Fitzpatrick, our entire production team here at the Upper Valley Nighthawks, Brendan Bolin, Aiden Burns, Karch Smith as well, our entire camera production crew. I'm CJ Boone. Thank you for tuning into tonight's NECBL action from the Maxfield Sports Complex. And as always, take care, everybody. 3-1 your final score. Upper Valley victorious over the Navigators. We'll see you next time.